Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Goal heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, Neshannock Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's poised for three. Shot! He turns the
Look
game.
to throw again, directing traffic, going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. You are looking live from Bob Ledgey Stadium here at Neshannock High School. WPIAL first round playoff action for Class 2A. Here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, Class 2A's 4 versus 13 matchup as the 4-seed Neshannock Lancers host the 13-seed Burrell Buccaneers. Tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and exclusively on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game. By Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. By Castle Asphalt, make your vision a reality. By the Red Zone, score big at the Red Zone. By Medor Bonner Law, a community firm dedicated to protecting your possessions. By R. Cunningham Funeral Home, let our family help your family. By Pontius Insurance, love the life you live, worry-free. By Penn Ohio Bottled Water, home and business bottled water delivery. By the Crane Room Grill, family-owned restaurant, brewery, and banquet center. By Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's family-owned restaurant and grocery store. Doran Concrete, residential, commercial concrete contractors. By Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, people you know, people you trust. By DNR Lawn Care, have your lawn done right. By Hatch Early Learning Systems. By Lawrence County Child and Youth Services. By the Tri-County Principals Association. By Something for Your Wall Photography. And by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. I'm James Dotson alongside Tim Continenza and an entire crew of people here with the Lawrence County SportsNet. Too many to name. But that's just the way we do it here, Tim. We have the A team, the B team, the C team. Well, guess what? They're all here tonight converging upon.
It's playoff time.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. And
Exactly.
Tim said the magic word. Playoffs it is, as you have Neshannock at 9-1 overall, taking on the Burrell Buccaneers, 6-4 at all. Burrell, the number 5 team out of the Allegheny Conference. Neshannock, the runners-up in the Midwestern Athletic Conference. And it's very interesting. I don't want to say if you're a fan of old school style of play, Tim, because it's not exactly old school style of play, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of balls going in the air tonight. You're going to see ground and pound from both these teams.
It's really going to be an interesting matchup, as everyone knows how the Lancers play football. It's been around for a very long time in the way they do it and the success that they have had this season with the 9-1 record. When you look at Burrell, when they're coming into tonight's game, Coach Liotta has that unique style of offense. It's a bunch together, run quickly. They get some players down. They get some new players coming in. It's going to be really interesting to see him run that quick pace offense that he has, and to see how Neshannock defense responds to being challenged so quickly on each play.
Yeah, Coach Liotta will have a very unique offense, but he also has some unfortunate news. A lot of players not in the starting lineup as he would have expected. We will get all of that towards you and all that information to you here as we continue on our Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George pregame show. But first, let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more of the pregame show in the beginning of the WPIAL playoff season. Neshannock and Burrell coming up at the top of the hour here at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve. Back here on our LGKG pregame show as we get ready for tonight's contest. 4-seed Neshannock against 13-seed Burrell. Real quick, Tim, as we get on our Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George pregame show here, just talk about, you got a quick glimpse of this Burrell offense and what a unique offense it is. It's no huddle, no mercy, but a very different style of no huddle offense than what you'd expect.
It really, truly is a different style offense. It kind of reminds me, if I had to give it a description, as kind of the old-fashioned wishbone look, but not with the 3 backs in the backfield, but a very bunched group that's going to be working together. Coach Liotta's offense is really unique. It is the no mercy, no huddle type of, or I should say no huddle, no mercy, which is the name of his book. This is a high-powered offense from his conditioning. He's actually taught this type of offense throughout the country to different things. In 2014, when he was at Clarendon High School, they set the new WPIAA scoring at 958 points for the season, averaging 58 points per ball game that year. This is an offense that is quick pace. It wants to run the ball. They want to catch you off guards. They want to tire you out, and in the process kind of beat you with some of the long plays from scrimmage. They're not going to throw the ball a lot. They do have the ability to, and they're going to show it sometimes to try to keep you honest defensively, but their real story of the game is get the ball, snap it quickly, and confuse the defense. And that, to me, is going to be really interesting to watch here tonight as these 2 schools meet up here in the first round of the WPIAL championships as we make our way through the championships here tonight. Tonight's starting lineups will be brought to you by Michael Kurtwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Call call Realtor Michael Kurtwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 for your residential or commercial property needs.
So you have Burrell in this offense, Tim, that loves to run the football. Only 26 pass attempts on the entire season. Absolutely incredible. And you have Neshannock, who has a quarterback who has broken the program record with over 1,600 rushing yards now on the season in Johnny Huff. And a week ago, I mean, this tells you enough, too, about how everything was set up, because he was he needed like 70 passing yards to be one of the elite. Only 15 in WPIAL history have gone 1,000 passing and 1,000 rushing yards in the same year. Didn't go for that, just went for what was there. A lot of running ability, 6 touchdowns, almost 300 rushing yards a week ago. He's the real deal, and again, the program leader now in all-time rushing yards in the season.
Yeah, you're talking over 1,600 yards rushing, averaging over 10 and a half yards per carry this season. Johnny also thrown 142 times, with 70 being completed, only 1 interception and 8 touchdowns, 960 yards passing. So he's right on the verge of that 1,000-yard mark passing. So we may actually see him get that here tonight in this ball game here tonight. And then, of course, you got the running effects of DeLillo and Kabilis. His receiving, or those are his top receivers here tonight. His running mates in Matt Ione, who's come off the bench this year, filling in for Peyton Weaver. He got injured early in the season. He has rushed for 557 yards. And now let's pause for tonight's national anthem.
There's your Neshannock Lancer Marching Band under the direction of Miss Kimberly Hahn. Drum Major Tessa Runninger out there running the show for the Lancer Marching Band to get a home game in the playoffs. Tim, we'll talk about the home success of these Lancers, but let's step aside for another break here on our Luxembourg, Robert Kelly and George pregame show. A law firm of 80-rated attorneys and super lawyers, keeping promises for over 80 years. Back in a moment, we'll have starting lineups and kickoff when we return here at lcsportsnet.com.
A proud 6th-generation family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kurtwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kurtwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kurtwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
We continue on our Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George pregame show. We thank our friends at LGKG. Make sure you visit them online for your free consultation, lgkg.com. The 6-4 Burrell Buccaneers and the 9-1 Neshannock Lancers in today's contest. Let's take a look, if we can, at the bracket for this Class 2A tournament. Winner of this one will take on Sarah Catholic or Washington. That game going on tonight at Norwin High School, as are all these games going on this evening. You see Steel Valley and Beaver Falls with the bye week, Tim, and you can talk about that real quick. Having a bye as one of the top two seeds here in this WPIAL 2A tournament.
You know, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's always great to achieve something that when you have a bracket set up like this, obviously you're going to give two byes, and then you'll have the other 8 teams playing. Bye weeks would be great to get healthy, to really take some pressure off, but it also kind of breaks up that uniqueness of the football season where you play every week. And sometimes that takes a while to get that rust off.
And I'll tell you what, though, while you're right, the rest versus rust, I'm sure Coach Liotta would love to have had a bye week. First off, great talking to Coach Liotta before the game, but he had some unfortunate news. Lots of scratches on there. It felt like a baseball lineup card at the last minute with the adjustments to the starting roster. And right at the top of it, your quarterback is not going to be Chase Fenner tonight. The senior quarterback, 400 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns on the season, will not be under center. It'll be sophomore Stephen Hassan. Lots of injuries and illness also going through the Burrell Bucks team here this week. So you have a sophomore, a left-handed sophomore, that will be under center tonight. The good news, though, 2 of the main running backs on the team, in Devin Beatty and Tristan Brothers, who both missed time last week due to injury. They're both back and ready to run this offense, but obviously it starts with not having your quarterback. That's a rough place to begin.
It really is. It's a really, and especially a offense that I'm sure the backup quarterback doesn't get a lot of reps. I'm sure they actually get him some first-team reps throughout the season, but when you're running an offense that's designed like this, where you're going to snap the ball every 5 to 10 seconds from the time it is in play, I think that's going to be a challenge here for this sophomore quarterback running this offense to be ready for it. Now, I'm sure he's had some junior varsity experience, so he's got some experience, but at the varsity level, it should be interesting to see how he handles it.
And you don't want to say, that the quarterback is not an important position in this offense, but you also have to look at, again, the fact only 26 passes thrown on the season. So, you want your senior signal caller out there because he's making the plays. He's used his legs at times this year, but Stephen Hassan is going to be in there. Probably not going to be expecting too much out of him using the arm, I wouldn't anticipate in this game. One of the bigger issues, you lose an all-conference lineman and a 3-year starter in Aaron Mealy. He's out tonight. Landon Cable looks to be getting the start for him here tonight. The offensive line, obviously something to watch out, but he's also the nose guard on defense. Niger Floyd, a defensive back, also a senior. All 3 of them seniors, also injured and not competing tonight. So unfortunate for them, but what I loved hearing and talking to Coach Liotta, he said he's got a great training staff, and they care about making sure these players are 1,000% ready to go. And if they're not 1,000% healthy, they're not gonna play him. And I really respect that in a coach, of not trying to rush somebody back, and a training staff not trying to rush a player back too early.
No question about it. But the offense features Devin Beatty at running back. He has just under 1,400 yards rushing this year, averaging 6.6 yards per carry. So it is he's going to be the key for Neshannock's defense to contain. It will be interesting to see. Like I said, obviously they're looking for mismatches and they're looking for opportunities to get a defense tired with that quick style offense. But you're going to key on beating and then react to the other runners that will have the ball.
Yeah, he's got twice as many carries as the fullback Mason Jones, but he's the one who will start everything up the gut is the sophomore Mason Jones, and actually those two are the main guys in the return game as well. Neshannock countering, they've changed their defense up a little bit. They're going to go 4 starting down line. We'll get the full starters here in a moment, but one of the things the Neshannock coaching staff told me might be most crucial in stopping the rushing attack of Burrell: winning toss, receiving the ball, and scoring first. Because if you play from behind against this Burrell team, you're probably going to have a long night. So you figure that this Neshannock team is going to try to get the points up on the board early and try to control the pace of the game in that regard.
And that's exactly what Neshannock really loves to try to do, is those long drives, those 10, 12, 14-play drives, where they just pound it at you. They'll take the big run when it's available, or they'll take the big passing play when it's there. But their offense is designed to get 3, 4, 5 yards on a down and continue to move the sticks, attack the line, and try to get to the line of game every time and keep that clock moving. And we can see, like you mentioned earlier, off air, a very quick game here tonight. If these two offenses do what they intend to do, and that is really control the ground game and take advantage of it. But again, when you look at Neshannock, it all starts with the quarterback, Johnny Huff.
It all starts with Huff, as you said, just 40 yards shy of hitting the 1,000-yard mark, passing the ball. He's got 8 touchdowns in the air, 21 on the ground, and 1,600-plus yards. And again, that is a program record, as you see the Burrell Buccaneers coming out onto the field. And more than anything, too, it's going to be zone read is what's been most effective for Huff. He is so good at reading the defense, putting the ball in the belly of the running back, whether it's Matt Ionelli, whether it's Jackson Billick. Unfortunately, not to Peyton Weaver, who suffered that gruesome, severe season-ending injury back in week 1. Unfortunately, he's not on the field, but he is on the sideline. But for Huff, doesn't matter who's in the backfield with him. If he sees that opening, he pulls it out of the belly of the back, and he does it so well and so late. The defense, tough time for them to react.
Anytime you're running an RPO style offense, your quarterback has to have great vision on the field. And you have that total trust in your running back understanding that where it looks like you got the ball, and he sees you a better opportunity to get the ball inside. He pulls it back in and makes the run. So that is going to be really impressive to watch. And we watched him all season long. He made great decisions throughout the game with that RPO style offense.
See the construction worker, the theme tonight for the Lancers as they make their way out there wearing the gray unis and the red pants tonight in the Oregon styles. I think I figured out last year when we talked to 216 different combinations they could end up using with their jersey and pant combination. But you're going to see captains meeting at midfield momentarily. Real quick, Tim, what do you say is the biggest key tonight in terms of this Lancer defense more than anything in stopping this very unique style of Burrell Buccaneers offense with the no huddle out of a slot T formation?
Well, I think your front four, which again, as you mentioned earlier, is a new look for this Lancer team tonight. But I think that's really going to be key to control the line of scrimmage, maybe to get penetration into the backfield and try to challenge this offense that's going to be running. Now, they're going to have to make adjustments because as this offense here is not afraid to switch positions within the interior. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle all the uniqueness that this no huddle, no mercy offense that we're going to see here tonight.
And with that as well, we'll talk about it in more detail, but it's not a left guard and a left tackle, right guard and right tackle. It's quick guard, quick tackle, strong guard, strong tackle, and they flip-flop at times. You'll see as they break the huddle. Sometimes they go unbalanced. You got to be ready for it immediately. Captains meeting at midfield for the Lancers. It's Ryan Huff, Johnny Huff, Jackson Billick, and Matthew Ionelli. For the Burrell Buccaneers, it's Antonio Cook out there with Ian Quinn and injured quarterback Chase Fenner, who will be unable to compete tonight. The ceremonial coin toss, it's already been officially done, so from the looks of it, Neshannock will be going from right to left, and Burrell in the all-white uniforms with the blue numbers, they'll be going from left to right, and there it is. Neshannock has won the toss and elected to receive to begin tonight's contest. So why don't we take a look at the Neshannock Lancers starting offense.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1982 for your residential or commercial property.
You see Dom Cupelis, Braden Huff as the main receivers. Luciano DeLillo will be the slot receiver. Braden Montgomery, the tight end. Matthew Iannelli joining Johnny Huff in the backfield. And your offensive line that has been solid all year long. Mazzocco, King, Ryan Huff, Ponziani, and Schaefer, their starters for Neshannock on the offensive side of the football here tonight. Beautiful night, to say the very least, here at Bob Legge Stadium for tonight's contest. Take a look at the Burrell Buccaneers defense as well. Pop up on your screen. There are going to be some changes as Aaron Floyd is out tonight, as is Aaron Mealy. Unfortunately for the Bucs, we get those replacements as we come in. And we thank everybody who's going to be helping us with the score updates on the bottom line for all the 1A and 2A games. We got coverage of video-only coverage of the 1A game down in Burgettstown between the Union Scotties and the Blue Devils. And the Moan Crew over at Spartan Stadium as Laurel hosting Carmichael's. WPIAL football playoff action. Neshannock so successful at home, 45-7 under Coach Mazzocco. They get another home playoff game at 5-1 in the playoffs. At home, they get a short kickoff at the 35-yard line, and going up the far side of the field was number 8, Gino Mazzocco, the freshman, getting a nice return, and the Lancers will have good position starting their first possession of the game, as it was Hormack making the tackle.
All right, this is really going to be interesting to watch. Neshannock's offense, like we mentioned earlier, they are kind of a ground-and-pound offense. They'll take the big play when it's available. But they're looking just to move the sticks and control the clock. And maybe try to keep it out of the hands as long as possible from this Burrell team.
And you wonder, too, which team might take a play-action shot down the field. We saw Burrell do it in their game against Ligonier Valley. It'll be a pop pass forward to DeLillo trying to get to the corner. Now cuts upfield, and he's going to be dragged down after a short gain. That is a pass for 2 yards. And another tackle right away made by number 2. That's Hormack. Antonio Cook also coming over to make the stop. From Huff to DeLillo, and DeLillo just racking up the numbers. 35 catches on the year now, the leading receiver. He's going to get another one on a quick swing, gets to the outside. He's got room in front. He's going across midfield, a first down and more before he's dragged down out of bounds on the far side by Shinko. Beautiful pitch and catch to get across midfield. And a good start for the Lancers, the first down of the game, Tim.
Nice vision there by DeLillo as he was able to get to the edge, come down the sidelines, and pick up that first down and more.
Give him 18 yards. So a couple of pass plays to begin tonight for Johnny Huff. He's going to look to throw for a third straight play, looking for DeLillo and a little bit behind him, as that was a timing route that just the timing was off.
Are you going to like this kind of throw, and throw? We talked about the running of Johnny Huff, and we're seeing 3 straight passes.
You know, color me surprised that Coach Mazzocco and his staff would try to throw us off. Again, Coach Mo in his 11th season, so successful here on the home turf at Bob Legge Stadium. Going to be a design run for Huff, and he's going nowhere. How about Christian Brancato coming right through the middle from his linebacker position? Huge loss back to the 47.
Yeah, he just shot it from the left side. He had no one block him, and he was able to get to Johnny Huff in the backfield. A loss about 8 on the play.
Officially a loss of 9 back to the 47, so third down, 19 to go on this first drive of the contest. 3 receiver set. DeLillo will go in motion to the far side. It's going to be an option look, and this is going to be a backwards fumble picked up by Iannelli. He's going to get good yardage out of it to the 40-yard line. And again, Cook in there chasing him down out of bounds. So interesting decision now early on. After that gain of 6 yards, it's 4th and long, probably a punting situation, though you are in plus territory.
You're kind of in that no man's land, but yeah, I would probably imagine they're going to play field position, but they're keeping the offense out there, so I'm always wrong. There's nothing new there. But 4th down and long, we'll see what they choose to do from the 40.
Yeah, the punter is DeLillo, but he's in the slot. They're going to go for it on 4th and 13, it looks like. So interesting decision early on. Huff drops back. He's going to step up, fire on the route over the middle. It's going to be too high and too hot to handle for his younger brother, Braden Huff. Post tight coverage on the play in the secondary by Shinko. Turnover on downs, and good field position coming now for the Burrell Buccaneers.
And see what the Bucks offense can do. I mean, they're going to be starting at their own 41-yard line. 10-18 here to play in the first quarter. So I'm really curious to watch this no mercy, or this no huddle, no mercy style offense that we're going to see here from the Buccaneers.
And this is what they do. They get close to the line, they run right up to the line of scrimmage, and then they snap it almost immediately. It's going to be a handoff to the second man through. That's Beatty. He's going nowhere. Loss of one, tackled by a gang of gray shirts. Let's look at that Burrell Buccaneers offense coming on the play. Chase Fenner, remember, he is out tonight. Again, in the starting position tonight is Stephen Hassan. And that offensive line, Aaron Mealy out, Landon Cable checking in for him here tonight. But you're going to see Beatty and Brothers especially, and Mason Jones, don't sleep on him. He kind of slips through. It's kind of forgotten sometimes at that fullback position. Second down and 11. Second man through, kind of on a counter and around, and lots of room for Brothers. He's across midfield. He's got a first down. Dragged down at the end of the play by Braden Huff. Let's take a look at that Neshannock Lancers defense here tonight that we're confused on that play. There's your 4-4-3 look tonight. Ardro and Billick in the middle are the leading tacklers, and it was Huff and in the secondary. And you'll see Ionilli making a lot of plays in from his secondary, almost like a Troy Polamalu style player is Ionilli, and the hair kind of looks like it as well.
Exactly. That or he's just getting ready for hockey season.
Well, he is one of the top defenders on that Neshannock Lancers team.
Here we go.
Quickly to the line on 1st and 10. Brothers again, the man in motion, and there was lots of motion up front. Not sure if it was.
I think we have a false start against the offense.
Nope, they're going to say Ionilli jumped into the neutral zone first. So first penalty of the game will go against the Lancers.
Well, I'm still perfect on the season. That's good to see.
Yeah, you are.
But they're going to run that kind of that winged style offense. You're going to see a lot of counters in this, where the offense goes to the left and the run goes to the right, or vice versa. So now you get the stack eye.
Yeah, call that almost a Maryland eye formation, and we're going to have a flag thrown right into the interior of the line. We'll see what the call is. It looks like it was, again, from the secondary. Cubella's coming in and making the tackle, but I think that's a flag thrown in the area of holding, and it's actually not a hold, it's a chop block.
Yeah.
Well, they go low, but you can't go low when someone else is engaged high. That'll be 15 yards the other way, Tim.
That's a big penalty there. That's going to bring it across the 50-yard line, put it down at the 48. Let's see how Neshannock's defense can get a reprieve after giving them first down and 5. It'll now be first down and 20.
And based on where the flag was thrown, I believe that was the new starter, Landon Cable, who got called for it, as he basically had the flag thrown right into his face mask by the umpire. Lineman flip-flop. It's an unbalanced line to the right with the Maryland eye here on 1st and 20. Handoff to Beatty up the middle. Bounces off a tackle. He's got space to the near side. Look out. First down and more. Inside the 30 before he's pushed out of bounds just outside of the 20-yard line. Again, it was Huff on the tackle, but another huge gain in this offense for Burrell.
What this offense does is it bunches you together, and it moves one way. So the defense is following all 11 guys. They're going to have to try to keep someone on the outside to prevent these big runs. That's the second time they were able to bounce it outside and to get big yardage.
Containment not there. You're exactly right, Tim, here in the first drive for Burrell in this contest. Maryland eye again. Third man through, gets the handoff. Nifty move to make the first man miss and fall forward. And that's what you're looking for, is the 3 yards and a cloud of dust style of play as the Mace makes the hit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a modified wing offense here. So, but they're going to be close together, and they're challenging you to put all 11 guys in the box. I think defensively, the Lancers are going to have to figure that out and say, let's put 9 guys, and let's put 2 guys on the line on the outside to kind of spy it, to make sure that they don't come outside.
Maryland eye again, and this time a hard count, and that's exactly what you can do too, is when you snap it so quickly, the defense gets antsy anticipating it. Beautiful play all around. Great job by both the coaching staff and the quarterback. And again, that's a new quarterback out there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously something that is part of this offense is to get free yardage, and this is it. Now you went from second and medium to now second and short.
Early score update, 8-0 in favor of the Scotties over Burgettstown. That's a big game in 7-10 matchup in Class 1A. On 1st and 5, or I'm sorry, check that. It was 2nd down and 2. Beatty fights forward, and he's going to get just enough to move the chains as the Burrell Buccaneers have now entered the red zone.
Yeah, you would say a quick offense. They just wanted to get to the sticks. They did exactly what they wanted to achieve, and they now have a chance to get another first down at the land of gain inside the 5.
So it'll be first down, 10 to go from the 13-yard line. This will be the 6th play of the opening drive for Burrell after Neshannock turned it over on downs. Maryland I again trying to bounce it outside is Beatty. This time the containment is there, Tim. First man there was Pat Argero to force him back inside and got a little help from his friends. Ryan Huff in there to be one of the friends.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's going to do. Take gang tackling, kind of fill up your linebackers, fill up that hole and get there to help them out to make that initial hit and bring them down. But again, watch for all this misdirection that they seem to like to throw where it goes left and right. And this is probably an area where they wouldn't mind throwing the ball, kind of rolling out the quarterback, maybe on a boot type thing with maybe the swing man following.
And it is misdirection. And again, a third man through. Brothers, he's got an opening. He's inside the 5-yard line. He'll be wrapped up just short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up. But again, misdirection just doing the job, Tim.
Yeah, and that's offense is to get the flow going one way and next going the other way. And that's what they've been successful here. It's been pretty impressive opening drive here for Burrell.
3rd down will be the first 3rd down of the game for Burrell, and they're inside the 5-yard line. 3rd down and 2, call it. Quickly up to the line in the Maryland I. Handoff, third man through, and he's going to be hit right at the line to gain, but he'll fall forward as he gave Pat Argero a bit of a ride inside the 3, and it is 1st and goal.
Yeah, Devin Beatty just following his blocks to the left-hand side, just trying to get stretched out. Now they've got a 1st and goal here from inside the 5.
I told you, very unique style of offense, and you got to be able to make those adjustments. And right now, the push is coming from the offensive line, not the defensive line. 1st and goal from the 2, and almost walking in. Untouched is Beatty for the 2-yard score. 7 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown on the opening drive. And there it is. It's a 9-play scoring drive. You talked about all those double-digit scoring drives that you see for Neshannock. Burrell's got plenty of them this year, too. The Bucks on top first.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want for starting a sophomore quarterback who is really, I think, the 3rd string quarterback coming in. They had someone else on their roster getting some stats at the varsity level earlier. So big.
Kick is up, and it is blocked at the line, so it'll remain a 6-0 score. We'll be back in a moment. The 4-seed Neshannock trailing at home here at lcsportsnet.com. DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right. Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today. You'll get your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary after this kickoff. It's a low line drive kick. Taken on a bounce at the 33-yard line by Gino Mazzacco. Again, the freshman making some nifty moves. He'll get some good return yardage. By the way, it's Nathan Bigendo who is doing the kicking duties tonight. We mentioned all the injuries for Burrell. Also, their starting kicker, Ryan Crushore, is out tonight, Tim. But they're filling in well on that opening drive. Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary, 9 plays, 58 yards, taking over 4 minutes off the clock.
Your Cunningham Funeral extra point attempt. Specialize in funeral and cremation as well as pre-panning. That's Cunningham Funeral Home. Understands the importance of your family needs one of the most difficult times. Allow our family to help your family.
Well, I think very important right now is going to be this response from Neshannock. They got one first down on their first possession. It's Billick in there in the backfield, bounces off his own man, fights forward, gains maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play before he was tackled by Ziccarelli.
Yeah. Just got to get in there and do what you've done all season. They haven't played from behind often, so it's going to be interesting to watch them really be challenged here in this first quarter.
Yeah, the only game was really the shutout from Beaver Falls. Pass on the slant, and we're going to have a flag. No flag given, as coming in and making the hit was Malik Butchak. It looked like he got there before Cubelis did, but they're saying he was going for the football, so the flag stays in the hip pocket.
Yeah, well, they're going to let him play, it looks like, here tonight. And that is, something that Neshannock will have to pay attention to and make adjustments. We'll have to see if that continues here throughout the night, or that was just a single play that maybe the official missed.
They'll go 3 receivers to the left on 3rd down and 8. Handoff up the middle, and big hole for Billick. He's got the first down across midfield down to the 41-yard line before Hormack was able to trip him up. But that's a great call. That's the zone read and the great correct read from Huff.
Yeah, and that's exactly what that spread offense can give you. You got to see how the defense reads and looks, and when they're covering all those receivers out wide, it leaves the middle open.
Quick throw to the near side again. That's an RPO with some space in front is DeLillo. Good job to trip him up, though. Coming in was Brothers from the safety position because DeLillo had a lot of room in front of him.
He did. And they're getting the balls quickly out to their wideouts, which makes a lot of sense. Put some pressures on the Bucs defense and see how the defensive backs react. See if they come up closer.
Trips to the right. Billick again to the left of Huff. He'll get the handoff up the middle, breaks off one tackle, and is tripped up near the line to gain. Looks like he'll be just short. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up.
And Justin Merzocco had a nice block there for the Lancers.
Oh, and tough news here for Burrell as they're going to have Tristan Brothers come off of the field. Again, he missed last game with an injury. He is the leading tackler on this Bucs defense, Tim. That is a huge loss if he has to be on the sideline for a length of time. It looks like it'll be the newcomer in there is Taylor Newcomer. How about that?
How about that?
Couldn't have planned that one better if I tried. He did make it off under his own power, though, Tim. So that's good news to see. 3rd down, 1 to go. Trips to the right. Billick, no. Keeper, Huff, that's what he can do best. He's untouched. He's gone. 33 yards for the score. His 22nd rushing touchdown of the season. Everybody bid on the play fake that time, Tim.
That was just, again, a classic RPO where Huff looked at his running back, gave it to him, and then all of a sudden took it back, went left, and once he broke containment, it was just a race to the goal line. Johnny Huff ties this game at 6 with 3:30 here to play. The Art Cunningham extra point attempt.
Snap back. DeVivo's kick is a low line drive, but it does go over the upright. So it's a 7-6 Neshannock lead with 3:30 remaining. The Art Cunningham Funeral Home extra point is the difference here. We'll be back in a moment on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there, safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
6 plays, 55 yards, just 2 minutes off the clock. Johnny Huff, 33 yards to pay dirt on third down. How about that? A pair of third down conversions big in that drive there, Tim.
That's exactly what they're doing. But that's Neshannock's offense. Get a big play out of the running game.
Low line drive kick from DeVivo, and it's going to come back as the Lancers apparently were offsides on the kick. So that's going to be the third offsides penalty of the game against Neshannock. So it means we have a chance to give a shout out to our friends at Castle Asphalt. We thank them for all that they are doing for us. Castle Asphalt provides commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, or commercial line striping. Make sure you visit castleasphalt.com for more information and to request a free estimate. Make sure you stay tuned for the Castle Asphalt halftime show coming up. As well, we'll have coverage of both the Buccaneer and Lancer marching bands, and also the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show to be played as well. That's all coming up on your Castle Asphalt halftime show.
Lot to get to. We still got 3:30 left here in the first quarter. So a lot of action here in the first 9 minutes, less than 9 minutes of play.
So push it back 5 yards. Neshannock stays onside. It is a better kick this time. Beatty takes it at his own 12-yard line, trying to go to the far side, looking for some space. Not much there. Can be finally wrapped up. Ronnie DeMace, the first one there on the hit. And it was a 9-play drive the first time, Tim. They started at the 42, this time back at their own 26. What adjustments do you expect to see Neshannock make defensively?
Really, I think you got to, like I mentioned earlier, maybe keep a guy on the outside, both and use just 9 guys in the box. But your front four really, to me, has to get penetration, and your linebackers have to fill that hole. But you really got to watch the edge, because right now they've been dominating on the edge. That's how they got their big runs, was being bounced outside and having the defense trail them.
So quickly to the line is the Bucks. Beatty had 41 rushing yards, and he was a little bit too antsy this time, and that's the one thing you can't do is get behind the sticks. Second offensive penalty. They were able to counter it the first time, Tim, but you'll see how they do with a penalty on their first play of the drive here.
Yeah, it'll be, again, it's really up to the defense to set the tone. Now that it's 1st and 15, they got to stay within their game and recognize what this Buck offense wants to, what their objective is, and they're going to come quickly.
As Coach Liotta called it, they're a Thunderbolt offense. He said, not sure what it's going to look like tonight, but he kept with the Kennywood references. He said it might be more of the Jackrabbit here tonight. We'll have to see, as they will fake it 3 ways, and actually was the first man through who got the handoff and back to the original line of scrimmage. Believe that was number 3, Mason Jones, and I mean, God, misdirection all over the place. We had no idea who had the football.
Yeah, that's the key here. They want to get you confused on who has the ball at all times, and really look for those gaps in your defense and take advantage of it. Got to remind everybody, our out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by the Crane Room. You can see that crawl beneath.
Yeah, getting a lot of score updates coming through. We thank all of our friends for helping us out with that. Brothers, again, the man in motion. It's going to be a counter the other way, though. Handoff to number 11, Devin Beatty, and there it is. Staying at home was the defense this time. Ryan Huff in there making the tackle from his linebacker position.
And that's exactly what he has to do. Your front four has to get penetration, and he has to fill the holes and make that tackle, make that initial hit, and grab them and bring them down.
Yeah, Schaefer, King, Ponziani, Jackson Mazzocco on that defensive line, getting the push to allow your linebackers like Huff and your leading tacklers in Billick and Argero to get in there.
Big third down here.
3rd and 11. And again, don't see much passing from this Burrell team. We'll see if they put it in the air. No, they won't. They'll give it to Beatty. Not much room. Does fall forward out to the 29-yard line, but there's a good stop, a 3-and-out force by the Lancers defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Lancers defense is looking to achieve there. They had a key on Devin Betty and make sure that Devin really never got loose. And now here comes, looks like the punting unit onto the field from the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Pat Argero was the one who finally dragged him down on that last play as well. Argero, 7 tackles per game. Billick, 9 tackles per game.
This might be the longest time between snaps that we'll see here tonight is when they bring the punt team on.
Return men standing at their own 45-yard line awaiting this punt. They will take all 40 seconds before getting the high snap. And it is Beatty who is taking his time before he boots it away. An end-over-end kick, and there's the fair catch signal made at the 44-yard line. taken there by Braden Huff. So mind you, coming up after the game, we will have our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. Maley Chiropractic currently hiring, looking for dedicated, energetic staff to work as therapy technicians, chiropractic assistants, or even front desk positions. Visit MaleyChiropractic.com or send an email to maleychiro@gmail.com with your resume and become part of the team. They were part of our team last week, Tim.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Man, that was so much fun getting to work with Dr. Maley and Dr. Ardro on the mic.
I'm glad they were you instead of Kevin and I doing the Harry Carey style out in the stands last week.
Oh, I can't imagine why you would be thinking that.
Can you imagine them out there doing that way?
Oh, they would have loved every minute of it. Great field position again for the Lancers. Keeper for Huff. He'll get close to midfield before he's dragged down in the middle of that pile. Man in there was Cam Martin to help make the tackle. It'll be a 4-yard pickup on first down. The starting field position for Neshannock. The 42, the 45, and the 45 again.
Yeah, they got to love that scenario. And it gives Huff a great opportunity to see the field and make decisions.
And we'll see how many shots Huff is willing to take down the field. Ionilli back there in the backfield on this possession. He stands to the right of Huff on 2nd and 6. Huff does look to throw, fires over the middle. It's going to be through the hands of the intended target. There is a flag thrown on the play, though. It was Ashton Allison who is the intended receiver out of the tight end position. You see him and Montgomery in there throughout the course of the year at tight end.
Yeah, interesting position of where the flag's at, the 45, because the pass was a little deeper.
I think we're going to get offensive pass interference. I think they're going to say Allison pushed off.
Yep.
4th penalty against Neshannock here in the first quarter of play. 30 seconds remaining, but after that one, it's going to go back to being 2nd down and 21 to go. 15-yard penalty on all pass interference here in the high school game. Two receivers each way on 2nd and long for Neshannock here in the Class 1A opening round game. One of 27 games in the WPIAL tonight. Huge hole for Ionilli. He's going to get back to the last line of scrimmage, and as he gets across midfield before Cooper Harnick finally dragged him down. They'll mark it right in the middle of that Lancer end. That's a good way to make up 16 of the 21 yards
Matt
you need.
had great vision there, went right side. Once he got his jets going, he was just motoring down to midfield.
It makes it 3rd and manageable. 3rd down and 5. They'll get the call in from the sideline, but they will not snap it as you will run out of time here in this opening quarter. 7-6, Neshannock leads the 4 seed over the 13. Moment on lcsportsnet.com and all games in the playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kurtwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kurtwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kurtwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN. You trying to make us hungry?
Oh, without question.
What great food. Thank you, Ty. Block that vision from us. Cheesesteaks, sausage sandwiches. I know where I'm going at halftime. And right now we see what a great call out of the timeout to get motion up front, a free 5 yards, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, that's exactly a little turnaround fair play there for Neshannock. They jumped off sides during the Bucks' first offensive possession and went in for a touchdown. Now the Lancers' opportunity to get that free 5 yards.
3 receivers to the left after the free set of downs. Huff's going to loft one down the field, has DeLillo streaking open, and a diving catch made inside the 20-yard line. Looked like he might have even been interfered with on the way, but it didn't matter because he's down into the red zone, and Neshannock quickly up to the line. Before we got to mention real quick, that pass puts Johnny Huff into the 1,000 club.
we are in the red zone.
Whistle and motion. There's a huge hole for Ionilli, too. Coach Mazzocco not pleased, but I think motion up front. But first off, congratulations, Johnny Huff. Didn't get it in the regular season. He would have been the 15th, maybe 16th player all time to have accomplished that feat in regular season play only in the WPIAL, but still a very impressive feat nonetheless to hit that millennium mark in both rushing and passing in the same year.
No question about it. He's had a great year and deserves the accolades that come with it.
1st and 15 now, though, is what Huff will face. Ionilli moves to his left, 3 receivers to the left for the Lancers here early second quarter. They're going to throw it into the flat, and that's going to be caught by Cubelis, his first catch of the day. He's going to be dragged down from behind at about the 14-yard line. I think we've called Hormack's name about 4 or 5 times already, making all sorts of tackles right now for the Bucs.
Make sure to stop by the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sport apparel needs, sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. That is the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock.
Gain of 7 will make it 2nd down and 8. Hand off to Ionilli, and he's tripped up immediately. Not a lot of penetration that time, as I think really stalling the play at the beginning was Cam Martin. He's the guy who stepped in for Aaron Mealy being out here today and forcing a loss of 1 on that carry.
Big 3rd down here for the Lancers. Obviously 4-down territory if they choose, but they do have an excellent kicking game.
Yes, they do, and Carter DeVivo, although that extra point wasn't exactly the prettiest, but he does have 3 field goals made on the season. Buff on the snap, but I think Ionilli was able to dive back on it and looked like, again, that was going to be that zone read, was you're going to run it with the quarterback or the running back, but I don't think Huff ever officially had the hands on it.
Yeah, I think he just never really got a good grasp on it, as you mentioned, and lost it trying to show the ball to Ionelli, and they luckily covered it right away, but it looks like they're going to choose to go here on 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and 11. It would be about a 34-yard field goal with DeVivo, and again, that last kick wasn't the greatest, and which is probably part of the reason why the offense is staying on the field, but Burrell's going to take their first Pontius Insurance timeout to think about it here a little bit, Tim.
Call agent Dan Pontius and Jessica Weldon and Tracy Giddings. Get started today. Visit PontiusInsurance.com. Yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be a really important play here. It'll be interesting to see what Coach M decides to do here, Moss really tries to do here. I think you could really have an open playbook against this type of defense. If you wanted to run maybe even an end-around type scenario here, or somewhat of a modified trick play inside the red zone, I wouldn't be surprised by it.
I want to give a shout out to Kelly and Danica who are listening at home right now. Know they want to be here at the game tonight, and I know they're cheering on, hoping their father is making a good play call here from the sideline on this 4th down and 11. What will they go with the ball at the 16-yard line? Lancers can get a 1st down if they get it inside the 5. Remember, they faced a 4th down in the overtime game against Laurel that ended up being a huge touchdown to keep the game alive at that point. That was on an end around to DeLillo. Might they have something like that in their bag of tricks? 2 receivers each way. It will be a standard pass play, but they are looking at DeLillo, and he's looking for a flag, and he's going to get one because he got wrapped up like crazy. And now another flag coming in from the far side of the field as well. Everybody saw that. Coverage a little too tight that time from Mr. Hornack.
When you reach out and grab the shoulders and twist the player, chances are that just about every official is going to see that on the play. Now,
yeah, here's the thing, though, Tim.
That's only half the distance.
It's
correct?
half the distance, and there are no automatic 1st downs
in high school football. So this will bring up a
It'll
4th
still
down
be
and
4th
about
down.
6. 4th down and 5 range.
Yeah, it should move from the 16 to the 8. So I'd call it 4th and 3 if they mark it off as we expect them to here on this play. The officials are going to make sure it is correct. And DeLillo is like, wait a minute, this isn't 1st down. There is no automatic 1st down in high school, and that's just the rule that you're so used to seeing in high school or in college and pros. That automatic 1st down.
Right.
No such thing in high school.
No, there isn't, and that's one of the deterrents. Or actually, it's a great defensive play if your player gets in front of you when you're in the red zone because they know they can't score on you, and they just get a replay of the down. They can't get a 1st down most times.
So now we'll see what they choose to do. On 4th down and 3 at the 8-yard line. Again, the offense out there on the field.
I think you're just going to put it in Huff's decision with an RPO here.
Trips to the right, and I think we're going to get another timeout called by Burrell. So, I mean, Coach Liotta knows how important this one is, a defensive stand here, what that could mean for his defense.
Oh, there's no question. You want to keep this game a one-point game if you're the Bucs. There's no question about it. The idea going up, 14-6 here with 9:30 to play here in the second quarter would be a huge disadvantage for them.
Yeah.
And that's something that they want to try to avoid. They wouldn't mind giving up 3 here, but that's not seems to be in the decision-making here for Neshannock.
Get the best rates and customer service by calling a local agent at Pontius Insurance. Again, thanks to Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings. Jessica Weiland actually named Newcastle News Best of the Best in local insurance. We thank the entire Pontius Insurance crew. Actually, Dan Pontius came on the air with us for a bit last week as well to enjoy the fun of that Laurel-Shenango game. Laurel, by the way, at last count was a 14-0 lead over Carmichael's in their game. How about this? Jeanette leading Bishop Canevin. That's a 16-1 game in Class 1A.
Wow.
Keep tabs on all of those. Thanks to everybody running the bottom line and our Tweety Bird as well doing incredible stuff. Fake to Ionelli, and they're going to have to throw it late in the end zone, towards the back of the end zone, and again, we're going to have an interference call. That's not interference. That's a tackle in the back of the end zone by Charles Shinko.
Well, that should give them enough for a first down.
Yes, that'll be half the distance again.
And that will be a 4-yard penalty, which will give them that first down. Should put the ball at the 4-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10, and now you have your entire playbook at your disposal instead of just a one-down scenario.
Yep,
first. You got to give Huff a lot of credit there. He broke it. Not only did the play break down, he broke a tackle and threw the ball and made a nice strike towards his receiver who got interfered with.
1st and goal from the 4. Handoff. Ionelli following his blocker is going to get dragged down from behind after a short gain. Tackle made by number 66, Ian Quinn. He's a 4-year starter on that offensive and defensive line. But now it might be, it's not him who's down, but there is a Burrell Buccaneer down on the field at the end of this play, writhing in pain. That's the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, this is a tough scenario here for Burrell as they have had many injuries late in the season, and they can ill afford to lose players throughout this tonight's ball game. And this might be a scenario where you may lose one of your best players on the defensive side here for a significant amount of time.
While they tend to the injured Bucks player, let's step aside for a moment. 7-6, Neshannock trying to extend their lead. You're watching at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team and how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294, to discuss your next project. Well, we saw Tristan Brothers injured earlier in the game, have to go off the field. He's, again, under his own power, making his way towards the sideline, but not what you want to see. Again, the leading tackler and just such a heart and soul of this team, the junior linebacker. He's not going to have to be on the sideline and watch his team face 2nd and goal. This will be the 8th play of the drive, a drive that has featured 5 different penalties, 2 penalties that have resulted in first downs. Handoff up the middle for Billick. He breaks through, driving forward, but he's going to be just short as hanging on for dear life was Mason Jones.
Good defense there by Burrell. Keep them out of the end zone. They'll bring up 3rd down and goal here. Got to give them credit. They've only given up like 1.5 yards on the last 2 plays.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. This defensive front has been stout. We'll see what the Lancers draw up on 3rd and goal. It'll be Billick again, and his time he breaks through, but the ball's loose, but it looks like Billick fell back on top of it in the end zone for the touchdown. He may have broken the plane on first effort anyway, but finishes off the drive with the touchdown to double up the Neshannock advantage.
Yeah, with no replays at the high school level, you never want to take that chance that they're going to say he crossed the plane of the goal line. And that may have been right before it, but he fell on it into the end zone. So they get the touchdown and they increase their lead.
4-minute, 30-second drive capped off by a Jackson Billick 2-yard run. DeVivo on to attempt the extra point. Jay Wardman is the holder. Snap back and another kick to just off the mark. No good. But it's a 7-point lead for Neshannock, 13-6. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Ignite by Hatch is a digital learning environment designed to help pre-K and kindergarten teachers extend their reach to nurture whole child growth while building essential skills for school success. In just 30 minutes of independent playtime per week in school or at home, Ignite by Hatch boosts learning across 7 domains aligned to both state and national standards. Ignite's whole child approach is particularly critical this year as programs address both social-emotional development and learning gaps created due to the global pandemic. Honoring the power of homeschool partnerships, Ignite's parent dashboard and family experiences ensure children have access to learning no matter the environment.
Perfect.
Good strong boot from DeVivo on the kickoff. We taken on a bounce inside the 10-yard line. And running out of real estate on the far sideline was number 11 on the return. That's Devin Beatty, and Pat Ardro looks like in there on special teams to make the tackle. That scoring drive, by the way, your scoring drive brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. 9 plays, 55 yards, 4 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock. A pair of pass interference penalties to extend the drive, Tim. That was huge.
It was absolutely the story of that drive. You got to give Huff a lot of credit, too, because he was under duress a couple different times and made nice passes that ended up causing the Bucs defense to commit those plays on 4th down to keep that drive alive.
It's the option look, and not a lot of room there up the middle, just running into a pile. Zacco making the hit after a short game. I believe that was Mason getting his second carry of the game, Mason Jones, for a 1-yard pickup. That drive summary, by the way, brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. Make sure you follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook to find out what's cooking today. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure what specials we got this weekend, but if it's anything like it's been the last few weeks, it's going to be great. Make sure you check out the Thanksgiving specials coming up as well. Shifting around is number 11, Devin Beatty. Really shifty before he's finally dragged down. Billick will make the hit.
He was able to really adjust quickly twice, moving to his left and then back to his right, and then excelling to get those 7 yards on that carry. So a nice run there by Devin Beatty.
It's impressive that Burrell avoids the chop blocks because most of the blocks they do are low, which are legal if you do it within the couple yards of the line of scrimmage and no one's engaged high. But they almost the entire line went low on that, and you avoid the penalty. Impressive. Everybody stacked at the line on 3rd and short. They're going to hand it to the first man through, and Mason Jones fighting forward, and it's going to defend on the spot, but it looked like he reached at the last second to get it, didn't he, Tim?
It looks that way. I'm looking at the far official. Yeah, he's already signaled for the sticks to be moved. So first down here for the Bucs.
Needed 3, got 3. It's a big 3rd down conversion for the Burrell Buccaneers. By the way, you're seeing some new faces rotate in on that defensive line. Looked like it was Tony Parada who might have been checking in, rotating in on this defensive front.
They're going to misdirection again.
I think that was almost a double handoff look the way it ended up going. Went to Brothers, and he has had a couple long runs, but that time held up for no gain.
Yeah, you're going to see that with that wing T style where you hand it off to one and reverse it the other way, trying to confuse the defense. And
confuse us.
Yeah, well, that's not hard. At least not for me.
That is very true. The Neshannock offense on the sideline waiting for their turn to get back out there, hoping their defense can make another stop. The offensive line again flip-flops. Right side goes left side goes right. Slot T formation, play action, rolling out as the quarterback is going to throw on the run, and it's going to be underthrown as coming back to it was Gabe Ziccarelli. Cubelis in coverage, but the man making the pressure, forced a quick pass, was the senior Ryan Huff.
Yeah, that's the key. Got to put pressure on a quarterback, especially when they only throw the ball 2 or 3 times the entire game. That's the first time they went to the air attack here, and it's only 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, first time today, 27th time as a team on the season.
Yeah.
It still baffles me. And you take out last week's game, you're talking about less than one or just over 1 pass attempt per game. They will double handoff, but the ball is on the ground, picking it back up as Brothers, and he'll be dragged down by Cubelis short of the yard line to gain. So again, going a little trickeration, the double handoff, but that's where it can get dangerous because you got to be able to secure the football.
How tough is Brothers? I mean, we've seen him come out of the game twice with injuries, and here he is leading that charge here on third down, picking up that ball on that fumble on the handoff and still picking up yards here for Burrell.
And it looks like the offense is staying out there, Tim. 4th down and 4. And this is where, if you're Neshannock, you're saying watch the ball, don't jump early.
Yeah, watch the hard count.
Quickly up to the line. There is the hard count.
I think call it?
No, this is going to be a snap infraction. Yep, this is a snap infraction. It's the umpire who threw the flag. He saw the ball move. Rob Nattel's all over it. He saw that the whole way.
Yeah, you're right. And that's probably going to change the design here, and I imagine the punt team will come onto the field. Now they're facing a 4th down and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Kudos to the umpire to see that because it wasn't a big motion, but
little flinch.
And the only person who even budged is the one right over the ball, and you could even see as he went back, you saw a couple players on the defense kind of shrug their shoulders like, what was that? Well, 5-yard penalty for the false start snap infraction. So after the penalty, they will have to punt it away. It's Braden Huff standing at his own 40-yard line as this end-over-end kick taken by Beatty. It'll be on the far sideline, though, a fair catch made by Cubelis. And again, Lancers great field position to start this drive at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Lancers got to be really happy with here in the first half. Great field position, and this is a really important series here for the Lancers. There's just a little over 5 minutes left here in the first half. They have a touchdown lead, 7 points. This is a chance where you can get that double-digit lead and really put pressure on an offense that lives on the ground all day long to change the way they play the game. Now, I'm not sure they do that with the way they've only thrown the ball 27 times in a season, but we'll see how it reacts.
Zone read, keeper for Huff. He's off to the races, to the 40, makes a man miss at the 30, far sideline, inside the 20, and wisely gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
Stay refreshed and enjoy hot or cold water by the click of a button. Enjoy a cup of coffee with our bottom-loading water coolers. Get 3 free bottles with your first month of coolers, rental free when you sign up with Penn, Ohio Bottled Water.
And plenty of time on that sideline for Huff to get some water and get revved up for that 38-yard carry. And again, Lance is in the red zone. Billick runs into his own man, falls forward. He had some space to work with too, but it's only going to be a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, he got a little excited, tried to move to his left and ran right into his own player. But needless to say, the clock continues to move, and they are in the red zone.
Make sure you stop by the red zone just a few minutes up the road on Wilmington Road. Lots of playoff gear at the red zone. Stop by, see how you can score big at the red zone. Huff trying to score big for the Lancers. Throw on the run, but it's going to be short. Sliding for it was Dom Cubelis. In coverage was Maglisco. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 to go with 4:22 remaining in the first half.
That's one of the few times we've seen Johnny Huff on the move, throwing the ball. He's usually a little bit more accurate. That time he threw behind his receiver and low, and led to that incompletion, but 3rd down and long coming up here for the Lancers.
I think he may have rushed the throw. He saw Cubelis open on the out route. I think he rushed the motion. 3rd down and 8. Huff looking to throw. Now it's scrambling up the middle. He's going to try to jump pass. Still going. Now makes a man miss. Look out. Throw to the near sideline. There's a man wide open at the 13-yard line. Look at this. It's a touchdown. Neshannock. It's Braden Montgomery, his first touchdown reception of the season. Montgomery helped last week drag Johnny Huff into the end zone. This time, he's the one waiting open as it looked like Johnny Football out there. Johnny Manziel style from Johnny Huff.
I was going to go to the throwback of Fran Tarkenton there. But, yeah, it was an amazing play there by Huff, dodging every Buccaneer defense.
Good kick from DeVivo. It's up and good. Can you say Maley Chiropractic play of the game nominee?
I think we definitely can say that. What a effort there by Huff to stay alive, and congratulations to Braden Montgomery, the tight end, getting that touchdown. But we have a flag on that play.
It was running into the kicker against the Buccaneers. It did say like it was the 5-yard variety, so this will be a force on the kickoff with a 20-6 Neshannock advantage. We'll step aside. The kick is good. They will enforce it on the kickoff. 20-6 Neshannock. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Back to the action, a 4-play scoring drive, but man, one of the best plays we've seen all year from Johnny Football. Touchdown pass to Braden Montgomery from 16 yards.
Memorable play there by Mr. Huff.
I have a feeling you'll see that one on Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform. After the 5-yard penalty for the illegal, or for the running into the kicker, DeVivo kicks this one out of bounds. So instead of the 35-yard line, Burrell will likely take this at the 30, which surprisingly enough would be their best starting field position of the game.
Yeah, don't forget about the play of the game coming up here, the Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Great plays usually involve great teamwork. One of the main advantages of Maley Chiropractic is the team has aspects of 3 doctors, Dr. Maley, Dr. Argio, and Dr. Browser, as they learn from each other's new tips and tricks to help keep you feeling your best.
So they're going to actually enforce and force, I should say, a re-kick. They'll move it back to, well, the normal spot.
All right, here we go.
So 6 penalties now against each team. Neshannock with 3 scoring drives, all 55 yards in total. How about that?
That's unique.
Another angled kick and another one that's
going to roll out of bounds.
Just barely. So we'll see if Coach Liotta will again push him back and try to give a chance for their return guys, Devin Beatty and company, to make a return.
That goes out of bounds. Yeah, they're going to make him kick again.
Hey, why not? Can't say I blame them.
Yeah,
well, it gives us a chance to remind you that coming up at the half, we'll have coverage of both marching bands. We'll have the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show. It's all part of the Castle Asphalt halftime show. If you're looking for quality and cost-efficient paving and construction services, well, you've come to the right place at Castle Asphalt. Castle Asphalt and Construction will make your visions for your project a reality. Seven penalties for 45 yards against Neshannock. And we'll see if DeVivo's able to keep this one in bounds. He's really angled it to that far sideline a couple of times now. He will do it again. This time it'll be taken, though, in play at the 18-yard line. Lots of room to work with for the return man out near the 40-yard line. There is, is Devin Beatty. It looks like Billick again in there. How about that? You got your leading tacklers in Ardro and Billick who play in special teams as well. Welcome to 2A football.
Yeah, well, you want your best players on the field as much as possible, especially in special team scenarios. So we'll see right now what Coach Liotta can do here for his Bucks as they trail this game 20-6, and just a little over 4 minutes here before half.
Quickly did a line in the slot T. Misdirection, third man through will get it. Breaking away from a tackle is Brothers. He'll get out past the 40, out to the 42-yard line. 5-yard carry First ones went for 16 and 7 yards. Since then, he's been a little bit more bottled up there on the runs.
Yeah, Tristan Brothers has done a great job for them, both offensively and defensively, in and out of the game with looks like some shoulder issues. And been impressive here for the Bucks.
He's got 34 rushing yards. Devin Beatty, who also missed some time last week with 49 yards on the ground. He is the man who gets the carry here. First man through Beatty, and he is stuffed immediately. Let's say no gain on that carry. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Big Austin King. He was the lineman of the week earlier this year. He's the one who basically was the glue stuck to Mr. Beatty.
Yeah, that defensive line here with Schaefer, Mazzocco, Panzani, and King has done a great job. And also Fry making appearances.
No one fooled on this play as King again in there on the stop on the far sideline. Brothers was the one who got the carry and actually lost a yard. So again, a great stop from the Lancers front. 4th down and 6. What's no huddle, no mercy going to do here?
They're going to go for it. I mean, they're down 13 or 14 points here. This is a scenario where you're going to watch the misdirection. We'll see what they choose to do here.
And watch the hard count again. This time Neshannock not fooled. Still 10 seconds on the play clock.
Looks like they don't plan on snapping it.
They're just going to try to get the team to jump off sides, and we will get the final Ponch's Insurance timeout. Stephen Hassan, sophomore quarterback, getting the start tonight with Chase Fenner on the bench with an injury or illness. Again, 5 players listed by Coach Liotta being out for tonight's contest, but they're holding their own quite nicely so far here tonight, Tim.
They really have. They had an impressive opening drive here tonight as they went right down the field and got on the scoreboard first. But since then, you've seen some slight adjustments here from the Lancers defense. They're really controlling the defensive line. Getting penetration, I think, is really key for them. And they've been able to fill the holes. And they're preventing the Bucks to get outside. As you can remember in that first series, James, they were able to reverse field a couple different times and get to the edge where there was no Lancers there, and they had to trail them to try to make the tackle.
Luca Passarelli in the house, who just shies away as soon as he hears his name going out on the airways. We thank him. We thank Athletic Directors Ed Fry, Bobby Burks, always so hospitable to us up here. And apologies that I didn't officially email them to let them know we were coming. But they knew we were coming to this one. How would we not be here at Bob Ledgy Stadium for this opening round game in Class 2A, the 4 versus the 13. And they're going to do a fake with the running back as the punter, lowering his shoulder, but he's not going anywhere. Ryan Huff makes the stop. He did not budge. Great read and great discipline to see that the whole way, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Huge play there for the Lancer special teams. Paying attention, getting it done. And that turnover on downs is brought to you by Moderna Bonner Law, your community firm with personal connection, individual service. With flexible appointment hours, Moderna Bonner Law has a team of experienced lawyers and staff ready to help you.
Great field position all night long for Neshannock, but this is their best, starting at the 43 of Burrell. 2:12 remaining in all 3 timeouts, but Huff wants to go for it all right away. Rolling out to his right, throwback actually on the screen. Perfectly set up by Iannelli, but good job getting off of his block was number 0. That's Antonio Cook to make the stop. It's still a gain of 6 yards.
That was so well set up. You got to give the Bucks defense really credit for not allowing that really bubble screen to go a long way.
Quickly to the line, under 2 minutes to play. Iannelli will go sidecar left on 2nd and 4. He'll get the handoff. Not much room there whatsoever. Iannelli's had a rough time running the football here tonight. Back to the line of scrimmage and nowhere else because Ian Quinn is there to gobble him up.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit here to the Burrell's defense. And really what you're seeing is some of them really making some nice penetration here and preventing the running game for Iannelli really to get loose. I think what they may try to do here is that maybe be interested in how they could use an IPO with him and maybe even try that option play that he tried earlier in the game. Wouldn't mind seeing something like that here on 3rd down.
Well, right now, Ian Quinn has been the foundation of this Burrell Bucks team. When you need to lay the foundation, make sure you call Doran Concrete. Don't just let anyone lay the foundation for your business. Visit doranconcrete.com for your free estimate. With over 30 years of experience, Doran Concrete is the team of contractors that you want laying down those big plays for you. We appreciate all of our fine sponsors for everything that they've done for us here at lcsportsnet.com, including our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Colby McBride and Robbie Nattel running the cameras. You got Brad Schaefer on the tech crew with Aaron Vigiano. Tim Continenza alongside. I'm James Dotson. This is a fantastic, fun evening we're getting for you here. 3rd down and 4 coming out of the timeout. DeLillo will be the man in motion. They're going to fake to him, fake the handoff to Ionelli, and a keeper for Huff is enough to get the first down. And I'll tell you what, if not for Jones tripping him up, I think that might have been off to the races.
Yeah, again, that RPO, Johnny Huff runs it so well. They can move people in motion and fake one way and go the other way and just let him find the holes.
Another 3rd down conversion. He'll throw it into the flat, and trying to run with it before he caught it was DeLillo. That'll stop the clock, though, with 1:20 remaining.
Yeah, it's another RPO, and again, a great read there by Johnny Huff. Seeing the play out in the flat, making the play, and unfortunately, Cabela's couldn't come down with it.
Score update. Winner of this one takes on either Sarah Catholic or Washington. Right now, it's the 12-seed Little Prexies who are leading 28-21 over the defending WPIAL champion Sarah Catholic.
Interesting.
Keep you updated on that score as we can throughout the rest of this one. Another zone read and a great keep by Huff. Man, he waited as long as he could, Tim, before pulling it out of the gut of Ionelli. And again, Cook hanging on for dear life.
He really reads the defense so well, and he leads Ionelli on the play where the defense has to take a shot at him. And when they see that, he reacts and he cuts back and gets big yardage.
Waits to the last possible moment. He's going to throw in the quick slant looking for his brother. It's going to be low. Did he hang on to it? Did Huff? And the official is saying yes. So it's a completion, but we're under a minute to go, and the clock keeps on running. Down to the 9-yard line. So that's a pickup of 7.
They got 2 timeouts. Plenty of time here for the Lancers.
5th different receiver to catch a pass here in the first half. How about that? From Johnny Huff. He's 8 of 12 throwing the football. 35 seconds left. Allison is the tight end to the right. They're going to fake again on the zone read.
Ionelli with the ball.
He'll keep it, and into the end zone does go Ionelli. Fakes a couple of ways, and when you fake it so much, you think the quarterback's going to just keep it. But instead, Ionelli rumbles in for his 14th rushing touchdown of the year.
Yeah, and that's just exactly what you say. You use Huff so much as a runner. He read it perfectly, gave it to his running back, cut left, had plenty of room, got to the edge, and once that was just a race to the end zone, and Ionelli gets in.
The Cunningham Funeral Home extra point is up, and it is good. So Neshannock, after trailing 6-0 early, they've rattled off 4 touchdowns in 4 possessions. They lead. Just 24 seconds remaining in the first half. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Your Joseph's Marketplace Drive summary. 7 plays, 43 yards, capped off by an 8-yard Matt Ionelli run. And how about that? 7 plays in under 2 minutes. That's your perfect 2-minute drill offense right there. With specials daily at the new cafe and bakery. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1918.
1915. Just a couple years ago, huh?
Just a couple. Over 100 years, though, for a hometown grocery store.
It's phenomenal.
If you've never been in there, check it out. So many great things, especially at that new cafe. Kickoff taken by Beatty inside his own 10-yard line. He'll be dragged down by the special teams master, Jay Wardman, at the 20-yard line. And with 17 seconds remaining, no timeouts, and a team that is not known to be prolific through the air, have a feeling we might just see a kneel down to end this first half.
I'm not even sure you'll kneel it down, but I'm sure they're going to run some type of running play here to see if they can get a big run and maybe get into scoring position. And obviously, they don't have timeouts, so They'll be looking to go, 79 yards, but that's the style of the offense they have.
They go quickly up to the line. They'll see if they can get the special play. It is a handoff to the first man through, Mason Jones. He's cut down at the 25-yard line for a gain of 4, and that will be how the first half comes to a close. Burrell strikes first. The Lancers respond with 4 straight touchdowns. 27-6 your score at the half. We have the Castle Asphalt halftime show coming up, the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show, as well as both bands, Burrell and the Neshannock Marching Band. So with that, here is your Castle Asphalt halftime show with Neshannock leading 27-6.
Opening night of the WPIAL football playoffs. We welcome you to the halftime show here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. One of 27 games going on across the district here on opening night. We're glad that you join us here at halftime because, well, it's a tradition, right? We all love our traditions. We're coming up on the holidays, lots of holiday traditions. Well, one of the traditions we have here at the network is on opening night of the playoffs. We're not really talking during the halftime show about the playoffs. We're looking back at the regular season, right? Let's wrap that up with a nice tidy bow, and we do that with a visit from the doctor, Chris Harlan, kind enough to join us. He is here. He, a few weeks ago, presented his halfway the season, midterm report grades around the WPIL. Well, now he has handed out the finals. They are done. He has graded them. Dr. Harlan, what have you come up with?
I got the grade book right here.
All right.
We're ready to go. Let's first recognize the schools with perfect attendance. I think we should start there. Only 3 football teams this year finished the regular season with undefeated records: Aliquippa, Steel Valley, Mapletown. 3 is a really low number. I mean, look, last year there were 10 undefeated teams after the regular season. Year before that, 14 teams undefeated in 2020 after regular season. Why are there so few this year? I think there's a couple things. I think one, you look, a lot of conferences were close this year. I mean, they were competitive leagues up and down some of those conferences. I believe also some credit's got to go to the WPIAL schedule makers. They changed the way they schedule non-conference games the last few years. Now, when you look at it, the best teams are playing the toughest non-conference schedule. Running back Landon Stevenson also made history by breaking the WPIAL single season regular season scoring record. Now, according to the school stat keepers, he scored 40 touchdowns, kicked 26 extra points, scored 8 2-point conversions, and made a field goal. All combined, that gave him 285 points, one more than West Green's Ben Jackson in 2019. Now the question is, can the Maples win a playoff game tonight? The Tri-County South is counting on them. Hey, Don, do schools still have workshop or wood shop? Do they still have wood shop? I don't know if they do.
Well, you know, if they don't, they should, because looking around world headquarters, there's a lot of woodwork that could be done here, but I'm not sure that they do.
When we went to school, they definitely did. So here at HSSN, we still like the industrial arts. To me, Bethel Park earned an A in wood shop. You know, wood shop teaches discipline. It teaches patience. You know, back when I was in school, nobody in class built a footstool in one day. You had to come back every day, you know, make a little more progress, see that thing build up. And to me, that kind of sums up Bethel Park's season. You know,
top hits, the funk band Earth, Wind, and Fire have won countless awards and honors for their music. Here is September. section will feature our Lancerettes, led by seniors Sydney Lockley and Danny Nemo. School's Out was first recorded as the title track of Alice Cooper's 5th album. It was released as the album's only single on April 26, 1972. It has been regarded as the band's signature song and reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. We hope you enjoy the Lancer Band's performance of this hard rock classic. This tune will take you back in time to the era of leg warmers, big hair, and MTV, featuring our instrumental seniors Marissa Austin, Carter Brooks, Drew Frank, Joseph Lepore, Joey Martin, Cale McConaughey, Tessa Runninger, Kirsten Waller, and Jacob Walzer. Please enjoy We Built This City. Neshannock Lancer Marching Band. The band gives a big thank you to the Neshannock School Board, administration, faculty, staff,
in 5A, while all the teams around them were losing. They were getting distracted. They fell away. You know, the Blackhawks kept building their project, kept winning, and they finished the regular season as the #1 seed in Class 5A. Now Bethel Park chases its first WPIAL title since 2008. So an A in woodshop to Bethel Park. What's next in the grade book? Geography. To me, at the top of the class here, Central Valley. Coach Mark Lyons' Warriors found themselves in a new location this year. The two-time defending state champions in 3A, they navigated their way up to 4A and did it with ease when you look at it. I mean, Central Valley celebrated 8 Mercy Roll wins this season. I think there were some people who said, well, you know, can they still be that dominant when they go up to 4A? And they did. I mean, they ran their winning streak to 38 games in a row before rival Aliquippa got them last week. So an A in geography for Central Valley. Also earning good grades in geography, I'd give them to Bell Vernon and Laurel. Like Central Valley, both changed classifications, and like Central Valley, both earned a 1 or a 2 seed in the playoffs here to start tonight. Next in the book, math class. Not always my favorite, but it's important. It's important. North Hills. North Hills was close to failing this class this year, but after some extra credit, the Indians ended up with a C, and that's passing. That gets you in the playoffs. You know, North Hills math department should teach a course on Gardner points. North Hills won only 3 games all season, finished 3-7 overall, but earned a wild card spot in the 5A bracket based on those tie-breaking Gardner points. So they know how to add. They know the math. So a C, it can't get an A, but a C in math for North Hills this year. Mars, also in math class, needed some extra credit to pass this class, but the Planet stayed after school. They earned their way into WPIAL 4A playoffs with tiebreakers in Coach Eric Kasprovich's first season there with the Planets.
North Hills proving it doesn't matter how many you win, but who you beat.
Yes, no doubt. Our high school here at HSSN has a drama club, and Mount Lebanon, Penn Trafford, 2 schools that recognize good drama when they see it. You know, a year ago, the Blue Devils and Warriors won state titles with dramatic playoff finishes. Both won all the way state title and runs that would have made for a good Netflix documentary. Skip forward a few episodes of this year. Both were in danger of missing the playoffs entering week 9. Yet in what looked like their final scene, they pulled off dramatic wins last week to qualify for the playoffs and keep their shows from getting canceled. So kudos to both of them, stars of our drama class here at HSSN. Last here in our grade book, astronomy. We got an astronomy class here at HSSN. One of the biggest names in space exploration is Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. Here at the WPIAL, we also have an Armstrong that's accomplishing historic feats. Riverhawks quarterback Caden Olson is rocketing up the list of career passing leaders. The Penn recruit now ranks 9th all time among WPIAL quarterbacks with 7,305 yards. And they weren't just empty yards. Those yards were productive this year. You know, he led the Armstrong to the conference title in the Greater Allegheny Conference, a #4 seed in the playoffs tonight. He could get another couple spots on that passer list with just 300 yards. He's closing in on former South Fayette quarterback Drew Saxton and former Pine Richland quarterback Ben DiNucci. I mean, to me, consider this. 12 men have walked on the moon. Only 10 WPIAL quarterbacks have passed for 7,000 yards. So tell me which one's more impressive.
That's right.
So an A, wrapping it up, an A in astronomy to Armstrong.
Well, that's a job well done. Oh, the creative Dr. Harlan stepping in to give us his final grades. Well done indeed. All right, we hope that you enjoyed the second half of the postseason game that you are checking out only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania.
Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Castle Asphalt has been in the paving and construction business for 15 years, using top-of-the-line equipment and resources to guarantee that your job is done correctly and efficiently. Innovative methods combined with years of experience. Huge shout-out to the Buccaneer Marching Band and the Neshannock Lancer Marching Band for their wonderful performances tonight. Tessa Runninger, the drum major for Neshannock, under the direction of Miss Kimberly Heim. We'll get you the full list of seniors to be recognized for sure, and got to give a shout out as well to the Burrell Marching Band, thanks to Director Joanna Walker, Assistant Director Jess Hathaway. Their drum majors, Macy Cranack, Grace Plavi, and Brooklyn Walker. They asked if we would announce that they will be going and sponsoring the Veterans Day Parade coming up on November the 11th, and they're looking forward to a trip to Disney. I'm looking forward to see their next competition because they won the last PIMBA competition that they were a part of, and you can see why. That was a lot of fun. Checking out their marching band. It was a blast to watch them. It was a blast to watch this first half. A 27-6 lead at the halftime break. A couple of quick numbers as we bring Tim Continenza back in. Burrell with 97 yards all on the ground. Only one pass attempt in the first half. They ran 9 plays on the opening drive. They've run a total of 14 since then. Neshannock, 83 in the air, 134 on the ground. So that's 217 yards. And after their turnover on downs in the first possession, 4 straight touchdowns. Adjustments in favor of Neshannock.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Neshannock got kind of punched in the face on that opening drive there by the Bucks as they went right downfield and got into the end zone. But since then, the counter-punching and the running of Johnny Huff and the passing of Huff really made the difference in tonight's first half. And it really led to the 27 unanswered points that the Lancers put up here in the first half, and they are looking forward to putting some more points on the scoreboard and really taking advantage of their 21-point lead and trying to put this one in the win column early here in the third quarter.
We got a lot of thanks we need to give out here before we start the third quarter. First off, how about running the Twitterverse and running the scoreboard and spotters? We got some young fans and young people in training tonight, Tim. Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. We got Spencer Work doing some spotting for us again this week, and Logan Work coming in running the scoreboard here for us tonight. So my thanks to both of them for coming with me tonight to a game. They've been doing it the last month or so. It's been a great help.
Big thanks to a couple of the baseball coaches who have taken reins of some of the scoreboard help at some of the games. So we have Coach Mariano at the Mohawk game. Mohawk leading 14-13. He's given us score updates there in that 8-9 matchup. You also have Coach Bill Sanders doing work at Union. Last score there, 14-0. And a huge shout-out, can't thank enough, Nick Vitale and Kelly Cleaver at Union, because literally this morning there was no broadcast for that Union game. And then we got 2 Union students to come together, a former student and a current student. They took a set of our equipment, went down there, were able to set up a camera. Huge thanks to them for putting that on. Can't thank them enough. Can't thank you enough for joining us at lcsportsnet.com. Opening kickoff of the second half taken by Beatty out to the 31-yard line. That's something I wanted to mention too here at the start of this second half, Tim. The field position game, huge for Neshannock. 42, 45, 45, 45, and the opponent's 43-yard line for the starting field position.
And that's a lot of credit to the Lancers defense, holding this Buccaneers offense down deep in their territory, forcing them to punt. And their kicking game has been suspect. The one time they actually ran the fake punt on 4th down and gave excellent field position to Neshannock.
42, 26, 20, 37, 21, and now the 31 for Burrell, and they're going backwards on this first down carry. No room there whatsoever. Out of touchdown, Buccaneers. A loss of 1 on the play for Burrell. They had a touchdown on their first possession, but since then they have really struggled to move the football consistently.
Yeah, Mizako was there for defensively for the Lancers, doing a great job getting that penetration, making that initial contact in the backfield.
Again, it's Stephen Hassan who is under center tonight for Burrell. The starting quarterback Chase Fenner out. 5 players out with either injury or illness.
Look at that penetration there.
Ryan Huff is going to get a huge loss of Hassan on that play back inside the 20. That's a loss of 11, and right on cue would have been the second pass attempt for the sophomore in his first start of the season, but just all over it was the linebacker Ryan Huff.
Yeah, the Lancers defense got all 4 guys on the defensive line in the backfield on that, really blowing up that play and giving the linebackers the opportunity to make the big play.
First sack of the game for a loss of 11, 3rd down and long, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle of the brothers and maybe gets a yard, and that's it. So a great start defensively, and Neshannock's going to force a 3 and out.
You couldn't have scripted better here for the Lancers defense. That's exactly what they want to do. And again, they're going to set up this offense in excellent field position, and most likely already in Bucs territory before the game, gets started here for the second half for the Lancers.
Union now leading 20-0 in that game. They're the 10 seed, leading a 7 seed. Snap is back. Kick from Beatty, a spiraling punt and a fair catch, making a diving catch. That's a center fielder style catch that we saw Dom Cuvellis make over and over again on the diamond last year. Man, that's one that I think coach is going to say let it go, but you're right. How much yards did he save?
Probably 20, 25 yards on that roll, because that was a spiraling kick that went all the way back to the 40-yard line. But we've seen Dom make those type of plays on the baseball field, and we've seen him now make it a few times on the football field, especially in the punt return game, and phenomenal.
How about this? This is the worst starting field position of the night for Neshannock.
At their own 40.
At their own 40.
Here I was thinking they started at the Bucs 40, but they had a great punt there.
Yeah, that was a punt of almost 50 yards, actually. We're going to have a whistle, and Burrell's going to take a Pontius Insurance timeout to start the second half. So Coach Liotta was something he didn't like, something he needs to go and correct. We thank Pontius Insurance. Make sure you visit pontiusinsurance.com to request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. Pontius Insurance. Love the life you live, worry-free.
Yeah, obviously you want to be on the right page to start the second half when you're trailing 21-0. And I think that's what Burrell's seen. They seen it play, a lineup that they weren't familiar with or wasn't set up for, and they wanted to remind, their defensive backs and their linebackers, what their responsibilities are coming into this play. Now, it'll be interesting how the X and O's changes now here for the Lancers here. And again, their offense is the RPO offense in the spread style. So we'll see what Johnny Huff can do out of this play.
Huff, who in the first half had 83 passing yards, puts him over 1,000 passing yards on the year. 1,000 passing, 1,000 rushing. Very uncommon. He's going to try to cork one down the middle of the field, looking for Cubelis. Jump ball and knocked away. Good tight defense to make the knockaway. That was Tyler Maglisco on the stop, and a good job to avoid the interference. We've seen a lot of contact and a couple interference calls in the first half, Tim.
Yeah, and Cubelis made a nice cut inside to get to that ball. It was just, like you mentioned, a jump ball, and the tight coverage there by Maglisco made the difference.
Second down and 10. I like the idea of Neshannock going over the top, trying to loosen up maybe the defense. We'll see if they go back to the ground game on 2nd and 10. Nope, they will go to the swing to the near side. Caught there by Cubelis, and he's got blockers in front. He's across midfield, steps back in, spins away from a tackle, and he's got the first down.
Nice, yeah, individual. You get him out on a one-on-one scenario. Huff hit him in motion as he was going towards the line, and it was just a matter of what Dom could do as an individual. Nice play, as you mentioned, spinning around midfield, picking up an extra 3-4 yards on the play.
Yeah, there's a lot of space, and again, that might have been an RPO from the very beginning. He saw the open space and threw it out into the flat immediately. Here's a handoff by Anili. Good job keeping the feet moving, picking up 4 yards inside the 45-yard line before Quinn makes the tackle.
I mean, this is typical Lancer football here. This is what you expect to see. Just taking advantage of a defense, keeping them off balance, using the passing game, the quick passing game, the long passing game, and the running game. It's really been a balanced attack here tonight here for the Lancers, and this is an important drive for them. They can really control this ball game if they can get out to another touchdown and lead this up to like a 28-point lead.
Montgomery, the tight end, now goes and lines up as a receiver, and he's going to be the lead block in front for Huff's keeper inside the 40, short of the first down by just about a yard, as I believe that was Brancato who made the tackle.
It'll be interesting to see how the Lancers, when they really handle this defense, they've seen it all night long now. They kind of, I think the coaching staff understands what they're playing against and how to attack it. And they're just kind of picking it apart here, especially the last 2 or 3 drives. You know, with the quick throws out to the wide to try to get one-on-ones, and then using the RPO running game.
Ardro, the receiver at the bottom of the formation, but they hand it off. Ionelli, big room, first down and more. Makes a man miss, makes another miss inside the 20. Still fighting forward down to the 15, holding on to the ball before he gets dragged backwards. A couple guys in there on the tackle. King Buchak in there, and you also saw Malik Buchak trying to rip the ball out at the end of the play, but instead Ionelli gets it inside the red zone.
We have a flag
never mind.
down.
It's coming
back.
back.
At the 37, yeah, we have holding. So it'll be 3rd down and about 11 coming up here.
Yeah, 24-yard carry, and it's going to come all the way back. They'll mark it from the...
Actually, it'll be about 3rd down and 9
Yeah,
they
marked it spot foul from the 37, so give Ionelli credit for a 3-yard gain before that penalty.
Well, one thing you know is they got the bag of tricks on 3rd down and 9 to do whatever they want to do here.
Yeah, they get the call in from Coach DePorzio on the sideline. Longtime assistant here for the 11-year tenure of Coach Mazzocco. On 3rd down, play action. Huff's going to look to throw. Fires one down the middle of the field. Has a couple men down there in the jump ball and maybe too many guys in one area. Knocking it away was Maglisco again, looked like intended for Braden Montgomery.
Yeah, that pass by Huff kind of hung up in the air a little bit and gave Maglisco a chance to really cover up and get in front of the covers to knock that ball down. And this is something we haven't seen much all night, a punt here from the Lancers.
Yeah, and they haven't at all tonight. They turnover on downs on the first possession. They were 5 of 7 on 3rd downs in the first half, Tim, but we'll have to boot it away. It'll be Luciano DeLillo to do the punting duties, and it looks like it'll be Beatty inside his own 20, waiting to receive. DeLillo gets the snap, spiraling punt. It's going to land in front of Beatty at about the 16-yard line and bounce inside the 10, where there's a swarm of gray jerseys ready to down it. It's going to be Huff who does down it right at the 10-yard line. So again, field position all in favor of Neshannock.
What's going to be really interesting here is to watch Burrell's offense here. We've seen what they do. The question is, what can they do to do a change up here in the second half that they haven't already shown when you run such a compact offense? Is there something you can do to attack this defense and make a difference here in the second half if you're the Buccaneers? It'll be interesting to see if they really can make any changes. And then you got to remember, they're going with their 3rd-string quarterback in Stephen Hassan. So he has to run this offense.
He's under center, hands it off to the second man through, Brothers, and there's not much room there. And another flag coming in. This is probably going to come back for even another penalty, probably another chop block potential situation. While we have a moment, I want to mention and remind you that coming up after the game, we will have our LCAP Player of the Game Award. LCAP, so many ways they're improving the quality of life within Lawrence County. About the Head Start and Pennsylvania Pre-K Counts programs, where children under the age of 5 can receive free quality preschool at various locations around the county. Let's wait for the penalty.
It's a chop block. Again on the offense.
So it'll only be half the distance, and it'll move it down to the 5. Second chop block you've seen called against this Burrell team. But again, the starting field position just atrocious all night long for the Bucs.
Matter of fact, the best fielding position they had was on the opening kickoff, when they were able to go downfield.
Oh yeah, after they forced the turnover on downs. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excuse me, on their first possession. But yeah.
Not much room on this carry either. And just so many things that worked in the first possession, Tim, that just haven't been there. And part of it is because of that linebacking core. Billick and Ardro have been all over
They've really
it.
contained the edges, and that's really been key here defensively for the Lancers. I haven't really seen the Bucks be able to tap to the edges like they did in that first drive, where they were able to get to the edge and really expand it and get those big runs. We have not seen that since that first possession of the ball game. So a lot of credit to this Lancers defense, making adjustments and really controlling the edge and forcing them to go inside.
Another handoff this time for Beatty up the middle, and again going nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Just room not there in this interior of the line. We mean, sounds like a broken record, but the adjustments are being made.
Yeah, Garrio's there. There's a few others. They're really holding that left side of that edge really well. And that's really, to me, been key for them. Not only are they getting the penetration up front, but they're able to hold the edge, forcing the Bucks offense to go inside, and you have the numbers there to make the play.
3rd down and 12. Maryland I formation. Hand it off to the third man through, and Argero's right there yet again. Stuffed the carrier. That was Beatty on the carry, and another just 2 yards. Not much working, and went from Thunderbolt to the Jackrabbit to, how about the top thrill dragster that just is always broken down is what it feels like here after that first drive.
It seems like we've seen the bag of tricks, or at least what they're able to do here. And like I said, you got to give a lot of credit to this Lancers defense. Really holding the edge, forcing them into a really one play, and that's through the middle.
And Burrell definitely gave Neshannock a punch to the mouth on their first possession, driving right down with 9-play drive. High snap and almost blocked, and almost jumping too early was the penetrator. Here's a big return for Braden Huff inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. It was Aiden Schaefer who almost got the block, and Braden Huff returns it. They'll mark it at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's the first time they've done a return on a punt. They've been calling the fair catch all night long, and there Huff had room. I'd seen it in front and took it from the 50 inside the 25. So a nice 25-yard return here for the Lancers, and great field position just outside the red zone.
Their averaging starting position is midfield for Neshannock. It's the 31 for Burrell. 20-yard difference on each and every snap, and I think we're going to have another Pontius Insurance timeout called by Burrell.
That's their second.
And I think part of it is just the fact that you have so many bodies who are out, and credit to Coach Layata. He was very frank with us in the pregame, like, hey, we're hopeful. We have a game plan. We know that this is a very talented team that we are facing tonight. But as he mentioned, the Thunderbolt offense is probably down to the Jackrabbit. He used that expression a couple of times in giving the Kennywood references. But more than anything, it was, I think, the issue on the defensive side. When your leading tackler, Tristan Brothers, has been in and out of the lineup, you're missing Aaron Mealy on the defensive line, Niger Floyd in the secondary. You're missing a lot of cogs to your piece, especially in the defense. And that's been rough all day.
It has been a tough road for them, but they've hung in there, and now you're asking your defense to play special when you have that 1st down and 10 from your own 25 to start a drive.
You mentioned Reese Kennedy was probably, we assume by the stats, he had taken a few passing play opportunities. He's out tonight. That's why you have Stephen Hassan in as the sophomore quarterback. Chase Fenner out tonight. Lots of seniors, unfortunately, too, who maybe now will miss their final game. Huff on the quarterback keeper. He's wrapped up right in the middle. Esau King Buchak with the hit, and the continued hit about 15 yards back. And Johnny Huff got thrown back. His twin Ryan Huff had some words with number 13 after that play.
Well, that was kind of a late whistle there, and they played through the whistle, and then, he wanted to make sure he got down on the ground, but I don't think it was a necessary punish with a penalty there.
Right, and that's the second or third time that you could say that you've seen a whistle. Them swallowing the whistle and allowing the play to finish. On the long run from Ionilli, there was a rugby scrum for a while as well. Allison at the tight end to the right. Handoff up the middle for Billick. Cuts through, makes a man miss inside the 20, inside the 10, towards the goal line before he's shoved down. He nearly had his second trip to the end zone. Instead, it's another Neshannock trip to the red zone.
Yeah, a beautiful play once again for the Lancers, and what a big block there by number 53, Mike Penzani. who came through for the Lancers.
Yeah, Ponziani with the Dorn concrete foundation block, to say the least. Little pop pass, man open is DeLillo for the receiving touchdown. His 7th touchdown catch of the year extends the Lancer lead. 3-yard touchdown strike.
Huge 25-yard drive there for the Lancers, but they cap it off with the touchdown, and that's the key as they just continue to add to their score.
Wardman will hold on to attempt the extra point. Carter DeVivo. As Lancers extend their lead to begin this second half. Low snap, handled by Wardman. The kick is up, it's low, and it somehow squeaks over the goalpost. 34-6 your score, just under 4 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back in a moment. Playoffs exclusively on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. You're watching at lcsportsnet.com.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
3 plays, 25 yards, capped off by a touchdown pass to Luciano DeLillo from Johnny Huff. 34-6 your score. DeVivo low line drive kick to the far sideline is going to bounce sideways and go out of bounds. So while they mark off this penalty, this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience, and the use of broadcast or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited.
And much slower, that 25-yard drive was brought to you, recap brought to you by Joseph's Markets Place, Newcastle's family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Follow them on Facebook. See what's cooking today. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1950.
What's the matter? You don't want to go auction your voice on us? Also got to give a shout out to our friends at the Crane Room. They're sponsoring the scoring updates that you got at the bottom line. And a big thanks again to everybody helping provide us those scores. Some interesting ones. How about Mapletown there? Just a 2-touchdown lead. They're undefeated, the only undefeated team left in Class 1A. Only 3 remaining in all of the WPIAL. Pulling guards, they'll be on the inside trap to Brothers, and that play worked well the first 2 times. Since then, Neshannock has made the adjustments and have really bottled that play up.
They've really controlled the edges. They have not allowed Burrell to get outside at all. That's really been impressive. You know, we've seen that in that first drive by the Bucks, but we have not seen it since. They have shut down the edges, and you got to give a lot of credit to this defense for that.
2nd down and 11. Pitch to the near side. You're waiting for it. Brothers trying to get to the corner. He'll be tracked down by Huff. Good job to keep his feet. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Ryan Huff making that tackle after a 10-yard gain. That last tackle, by the way, I wanted to mention by Ronnie DeMace. And a big shout out to DeMace because he was the one who actually accepted the Player of the Game award for Peyton Weaver back in week 1. And how nice it is just to see Weaver on the sidelines, not in a wheelchair anymore. He's on the crutches. He's putting weight on that left leg. Good to see that, and just what an inspiration he's been all year for this team.
No question about it. It was a tough scenario that went down in week 1, but he has been an inspiration for this team.
First man through is going to get the handoff, and powering forward is Mason Jones. Maybe a little friendly fire there, as I think Wardman got jacked up by Jackson Billick in the process. Give credit to Wardman for the tackle, but he also absorbed a big blow.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And it hasn't been often that they've gotten into the defensive back area up the middle today. But on that play they did, and he wanted to shut it down as quick as possible.
Brothers again, the man in motion. They'll try to pitch it to him to the outside, and they found something now. A little adjustment from the Burrell end. 12 yards. getting him to the perimeter. It's almost like when you went to go to hand it off, but instead you wait an extra second and give him that extra time to the outside.
Yeah, they're finding a way to get to the edges, and that's what they've really been unable to do this entire ball game since the first quarter. This drive, 2 plays getting outside to the edge, and they were able to get big yardage.
Those are the first downs for Burrell since early in the second quarter. Not much room this time for Mason Jones. Maybe a gain of 1, but that's a play that you're used to set up those pitches to the outside, right, Tim?
Yeah, and again, this offense here is designed to run the ball exclusively, so you have to be able to get outside. You have to be more than one-dimensional. This Lancers defense made them very much one-dimensional most of this game.
Then they're going to go on the counter end around look to the H-back. That's Brothers. Upended by Ryan Huff again after a short gain. Give him a gain of 2. 3rd down and 7 coming up. Tristan Brothers, 11 carries for 44 yards. Devin Beatty, 14 carries, 54 yards, and his brother's going to be slow to get up again. You can't question the heart of this junior.
Oh, no question about it. He truly got to be the heart and soul of that Buccaneers team tonight. And this is the 3rd time that he's had to go down to a knee and get looked at. And he's continued to play. Tristan Brothers, he's the tailback, he's the defensive back, he's on the line, he's everywhere for this team, and he's really been, like you said, the heart and soul of this Buccaneers offense and defense here tonight.
Castle Asphalt and Construction knows the importance of making a good first impression. No matter how elegant your home or office may be, matching it with poor road surfaces can make your friends or potential clients regret making the trip. Make sure you get a free estimate at castleasphalt.com for your next paving job. We also got to give a big shout out there on the sidelines yet again, doing the yeoman's duty for us. Miss Heather Walzer, something for your wall photography. Make sure you check out select photos from tonight's game on social media. Also, we'll be featured on an article on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and end-of-year collages. If you want it for a single player or for an entire team, make sure you visit her website. Check her out on Facebook. Just search something for your wall. 3rd down and 7, hard count from Hassan under center. Now they're going to bring the man in motion who's now going to be the tailback. That's number 2, Cooper Hornchak, who's made plays defensively. Finally, they snap it. Quick hitter to Mason Jones. Gain of 1. That's it. Neshannock able to stuff him in the middle of that line.
Yeah, and that's the key. You got to limit this offense to 1 or 2 yards on a carry like that and bring up 4th down and long. 4th down and 6 coming up here. And there's not a lot of options, but their best play has been running that type of option out to the edges and getting a one-on-one against this defense. Let's see if they try to do that and how the Lancers defense reacts.
4th and 6. Again, it's Hornak who's the man in motion. They're going to pitch it out to him just like Tim called. Can he get to the edge? He cannot because the outside linebacker Ryan Huff sealed the edge.
Game Huff has had tonight. Really fantastic on the defense. He has been in the backfield. He held the edge there. That's what we were talking about, not allowing a player to get outside. Forces the 4th down turnover, and that is the Moderna Bonner Law turnover, your community law firm with personal connection to individual service, the local firm with deep ties in the community. Visit them at ModernBonnerLaw.com. Find out how they can serve you.
Protecting your possessions, that's what they do best. And right now, down in front is, he's blindfolded, is Jacob Walzer on the quads. The construction helmet.
All right.
Little jig 2 action. This has kind of become a little tradition here for the Lancers drumline right in front of the construction zone down there of the student section. So much fun. Great to see this. And I also got to see one of the away games from Neshannock this year against Western Beaver. They actually had we call it a jig 2 off, I guess, between the 2 schools afterwards, the 2 drum lines. And then they're doing this because with that turnover on downs also was the end of the 3rd quarter, Tim. So we are switching sides of the field. We're ready for 4th quarter action here at LCSportsNet.com. Tim Continenza alongside. I'm James Dotson. Huge crew that we have here tonight, and they are fantastic as ever. Colby McBride, Ryan, and Rob Nattell working the cameras tonight. Aaron Vigiano back there with Brad Schaefer producing. New look for Neshannock, a full house pistol look and a handoff out of it, and a big opening for Matt Iannelli. Look at him go to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. He's in there for the 63-yard touchdown run.
I love it when he got in the open field. Not only is he running full speed going down the left sideline, he's directing traffic, telling where his blocks need to be for he can reach the end zone and extend this lead to 40-6.
Matthew Ionelli with his second rushing touchdown of the year and probably his longest rush of the year. 63 yards, one play, one touchdown.
Our Cunningham Funeral extra point attempt is coming your way.
And this would also put the game into the mercy rule as well. DeVivo on to attempt it. Kick is up, and it is good. 35-point advantage for Neshannock. Back in a moment. Lancers lead here at lcsportsnet.com.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services in over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Well, this will be the easiest R. Cunningham Funeral Home. Well, that was not the easiest R. Cunningham Funeral Home extra point, though another one made by DeVivo, but a Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. Well, one play, 63 yards, touchdown.
Simple as that.
Except I said, is it 63? It was 67. We'll confirm that number here in a moment. Kickoff taken by an up man at the about 25-yard line, and Charles Shinko gets out to the 35 before he's blasted down by Jackson Biondi. Now the clock will keep on ticking, except it will not now because there is a flag. Well, there's a flag on the play too. That doesn't help. So Neshannock will advance here, it looks like, with the running clock the rest of the way. They'll face either Sarah Catholic, the 5 seed, or Washington, the 12 seed, though at halftime break, Washington had a 2-touchdown advantage, 35-21. Try to get you another score update on that one. It looks like Neshannock will be advancing out of Lawrence County. Union will be advancing out of Lawrence County for sure. Mohawk was in a tight game. Wilmington plays tomorrow night up in District 10, and Laurel all over it. So here's the question. Next week, looks like Laurel and Union. Where are they going to play, Tim?
Should be fun to watch. Looking forward to Monday to find out.
Might find out even tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Handoff going on the left end. Not a lot of room there. Running into a pile on the carry. Ronnie DeMace in there to make the hit after a short gain. And again, we're going to have to keep track of where these starting field positions end up being because it is not looking good. And just a starting field position all night long, not been great for Burrell.
No, and that's really been key here for the Lancers defense. They have not allowed them on their side of the 50 since the first quarter.
Average starting field position to 29. Neshannock is almost at midfield. Rolling out is the quarterback, and he's going nowhere because guess who's there yet again? Ryan Huff.
He has been everywhere defensively, leading this Lancers defense. What a strong game we've seen from Ryan tonight.
Another 11-yard sack by Huff, his second of the night. He's controlled the defense. He's been the foundation of that Lancers defense all night long. Third down and long coming. Just over 10 minutes to play. First man through, Mason Jones is going to get the carry. It's now the Burrell marching band on the far sideline trying to give a little jig 2 action. Jones will get a gain of 2. And it will be another punting situation. And you can just see on the sideline, I mean, Burrell only has about 10 extra players available for tonight. And injury and illness have just ravaged this team. They came out fighting at the very beginning. Band still trying to enjoy the evening as well. But it's a sweet start turned sour for the Burrell Bucks.
No question about it, as they have conceded 41 unanswered points here in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, you forget they led 6-0 after taking their first possession in for a touchdown, a 58-yard drive. And here's another punt that's going to end up in Burrell field position, so another great starting spot for the Lancers.
Yeah, Lancers will start at the Bucks' 38-yard line, and it's going to be their opportunity now to continue on the offense. Again, we do have the running clock. It'll be first down and 10 coming up here for the Lancers at the Bucks' 38-yard line. So the Lancers will go no huddle coming out of this break. Canup goes up the middle there with Billick, and he's going to get a couple yards there, maybe about 4 or 5 to be exact, and a nice run there by Jackson Billick.
Yeah, he's got now 7 carries for 45 yards, Tim. He's had a very impressive night. Ziccarelli gets the tackle. We've called his name a few times now on the defensive end. Billick, 7 carries. Ionelli, 10 carries. Huff, 8 carries. Good balance in this running game as they'll pitch it near side to Billick on second down. Good cut inside, and what a great block thrown on the play by Ashton Allison, or maybe it wasn't. Thought it looked pretty clean, but then they ended up throwing the flag late.
That is on the ground around the 27-yard line. And they're going to call that block in the back there.
Block in the back?
Wow.
Okay. So an 8-yard carry. And then a 10-yard march off. Penalties, now 9 of them committed by Neshannock. That's going to be something that will be discussed in the war room for sure. 8 against Burrell. So they'll move it back. It'll be second down and 9 to go after the penalty. Billick again in the backfield. Allison is the tight end. Or call it an H-back, really, the way he's set up now. H-back to the left. DeVivo, the lone receiver, to the bottom of the formation. They'll hand it off again to Billick. He's going to try to bounce outside. He's got some room. Inside the 30. Look at him go. And what a great job to avoid the tackler. Inside the 20 to the pylon. Touchdown, Jackson Billick.
Well, that time there's no flags on the field. And he took total advantage of it, got to the edge, and then went wide. And just turned on the jets, get to the end zone. And it's now 47 unanswered points here for the Lancers.
And after the turnover on downs, 6 touchdowns and 7 possessions. Neshannock in cruise control now with their eyes on the quarterfinals. The Cunningham Funeral Home extra point by DeVivo is low, but it is through. 48-6 your scoreline.
A lot of knuckleball kicks, but they have gone through here for the Lancers on the Art Cunningham extra point.
Back in a moment, Neshannock in control at lcsportsnet.com.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Nine possessions tonight for Neshannock. They average their starting field position at the 50-yard line. That's a recipe for success that starts with the defense and then capped off by the Lancers, who now have 7 touchdowns in their last 8 possessions. Kickoff is going to go over the head of Beatty and into the end zone for a touchback. Tim, just in general, this game tonight has been the idea of a war of attrition. And in the beginning, Burrell came out with a big jab, but over the course of a 12-round bout, it's been all Lancers.
It really has. Once they've seen this offense and knew that they were such limited to what they could do because of injuries, because of illnesses, and inexperience at some positions, that they really took advantage of it. Like I said, you have to get to the edge sometimes, and they've only been able to get the edge for the Bucks offense maybe 4 or 5 times here in the entire game.
Have some new players that are going to make their way into the lineup. We'll try to keep tabs as we go. I believe that was at number 66, Ian Quinn getting a carry. So your 4-year starter at lineman makes the switch to one of the fullback positions, and that could be either because of all the injuries happening or just to
give the senior an opportunity to touch the ball.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love that.
Oh, I do too. There he is.
He's back there again as the fullback. And
Gets it again.
He is going to get another carry. I love this. You know, a few years ago, I saw Western Beaver have a lineman who moved to fullback position at times. You can do that as much as you want. Gino Mazzocco making that touchdown. You just can't catch a pass from back there. But this is really cool to see your big man get a 2-yard carry, now a 5-yard carry. Winner of this one takes on Sarah Catholic or Washington. Little Prexy's still with a 2-score advantage at last count.
It reminds me years ago watching go ahead.
Quinn's going to be held up this time. It's going to be maybe a gain of 1 on his 3rd carry. Again, Ian Quinn, the senior lineman.
Excuse me. Yeah, they were watching I was watching a track match at the high school level where they just blew out the competition. So the head coach of the team decided to do a big man relay for the mile relay. He put out his 4 guys who were basically either
discus and shot put runners?
Shot put, and let them run that and helped them earn their keeps to get their letters that year. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
That was Tony Parada, by the way, who made that tackle. Also saw Denny Joseph in there on that last play. So Neshannock getting some of their underclassmen into the game as well. Now 3 of 11 on 3rd down are the Burrell Buccaneers, and they will boot this one away for ball down at midfield. So Neshannock's going to keep that average.
Well, when you play on a short field, you got to take advantage of it, and the Lancers have taken full advantage of opportunities here tonight. They've really kept this a small football field. Very seldom has the ball been really past their own 40-yard line to start a drive. It really has not happened much here tonight. And they have really, in the second half, worn down this Bucs defense where you've seen the big plays now being run on the offense through the running game. It's really made a difference here. We've seen some quick scores here in the 3rd and 4th quarters here for the Lancers.
And again, you got a couple of second-string players that have just gotten worn down, and hats off to this Burrell team for competing the way they have tonight, missing so many players. And I'll tell you what, I am definitely a fan of Coach Liotta after tonight. Very helpful to us before the game earlier in the week, and definitely tonight talking to him was a lot of fun.
I'm really looking forward to reading his book. I already saved it on my phone, and I look forward to being able to have a chance to read that in the future, because that's going to be an interesting talk about his no huddle, no mercy rules.
Gino Mazzocco is the quarterback. He's going to keep, and he's going to get down to the 45-yard line, pick up a 5 yards, so we're going to get some new players in there offensively in the backfield on that play. Let's say Nick Cunningham checking out of the contest. And checking in looked like was number 34, that's Scott Hickenbotham. Saw the running back was Anthony Aiken. So you have the freshman JV team. Also out there, you see Ethan Bayman. He's a wide receiver at the top of the formation. Denny Joseph is the slot back. A little miscommunication. Mazzocco's going to keep, and he's going to get upended by Magliasco after a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, you're going to get that miscommunications in the backfield when you get some of the young guys in here and just trying to get excited about playing. Awesome to see this opportunity for them to get on the field in a playoff game and take advantage of it. And, huddle up, call your plays, make sure everyone knows their assignment, and be successful on the play. That's what you're looking to see here. And it's great for them to be on film for something to discuss in the future.
Anna Moses, and Lucas Smith just checked out for this 3rd down play. It's going to be a handoff up the middle for Eakin, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down to keep the chains moving.
That's the key. They got the 1st down, and the clock continues to run. We have the mercy roll on, but they're going to keep it on the ground here.
Zach Presner checking out. Anthony Less in there as well. Coming out is Chris Wozniak. Just getting some of the other names that are checking in and out of the lineup right now for Neshannock. Also see, looks like Mike Ponziani. So I also like this, kind of mixing in and out some of the starters and some of the reserves as well. David DeVincentis in there on the left side of the line as Aiken runs up the middle, plowing his way forward for another 3 or 4 yards. Newcomer on the tackle after a gain of 3.
Don't forget the Maley Chiropractic play of the game coming your way after the game. Great teams usually involve great teamwork. One of the main advantages of Maley Chiropractic has his team with the aspects of 3 doctors, Dr. Maley, Argrio, and Browser, all learn from each other new tips and tricks to help keep you feeling your best at Maley Chiropractic.
Now we thank all 3 of them for what they've done for us over our first 2 years of existence at LC SportsNet. Can you believe this is the 40th broadcast already this year?
Wow. No, I'm not surprised.
Denny Joseph hit up high and dragged down by Issa King Bunchwan.
I know we had over 100 last year.
I think we finished with 122, I think was the official number.
So we're a third there already. Not too bad.
Joseph loss of 4 yards on that carry. Make sure you stop by Joseph's Marketplace tomorrow. I'm sure there's something good going to be cooking, and the Thanksgiving meals you can prepare ahead. Make sure you call ahead to get that Thanksgiving meal ready for you, whether it's for the day of or whether it's for a Friendsgiving or maybe for those Friday leftovers. Mazaka will take the snap and looks like he's going to keep it himself on the right side. Cuts up field, has a bit of a hole, fighting forward before he's finally brought to the turf. Santino Subra and Anthony Less part of the lead blocking package on that one. Gain of about 5 on the play.
Well, you can take 40 seconds off the clock here before 4th down if you don't get that first down. As the play clock down under 25 seconds now and game clock under 140. So nice scenario to be in if you're the Lancers.
And they will advance into the quarterfinal round. Question is, where will these games be played? They have not merely made it official. Sounds like
they're going to have
be
home games in the second round?
Well, we'll talk about that after this 4th down and 10 play here, Tim, because that's kind of the question mark that's going on out there. And we will talk about before the 4th down play because a whistle blown before the pitch to Aiken for a procedure penalty. So apparently the bylaws are still stated like they were last year when they were trying to have as many home games as possible, where they had first and second round games were at home. That's what the bylaws apparently still officially say. However, the WPIAL has also come out and said that they want turf games, which obviously doesn't affect Neshannock. It would, for example, Laurel in our other broadcast tonight. My guess is that they're going to come out and just make every game be a neutral game the rest of the way here. That's my guess, but I'm not the one in charge. So we'll have to see whether we'll be here. We might be here to cover a Laurel Union game that might be being played here.
I was just going to say, we might get another Lawrence County team here.
Mazzaco's going to keep it coming in the near side, and he's going to get up and he's going to bounce off the tackle, and will he have enough for a first down?
I think so. The ball came loose.
But I think that was after the play. Mazzacco.
Yep, first down. That'll do it.
Wow, what a run by Mazzacco, and that will allow the clock to run down here, Tim.
Yeah, congratulations to the Lancers here tonight. What a thorough victory here. 48 unanswered points here as they will go in victory formation. I don't even think they have to snap it. They don't. There's 16 seconds on the game clock, and the play clock is down to 20 seconds. So we've got a timeout taken here by Burrell. So we'll keep it right here during this timeout. And remind everybody that we do have the play of the game coming up here, sponsored by Maley Chiropractic. And our player of the game coming up here by LCAP. Head Start and pre-K counts programs. Children under the age of 5 can receive free quality preschool and various locations around the county. And lead hazard control grants. Families with children under 6 can receive inspections to reduce the risk of lead-based paint poisoning. As we are down to the last 12 seconds. And once they blow the whistle in play, I'm not even sure they have to snap the ball. And there's the clock They'll snap it, they'll run the ball up the middle, and that will do it. That will be the last play of tonight's ball game. But a big win here for Neshannock as they take down the Bucks from Burrell, 48-6. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our Maley Chiropractic play of the game and our players of the game right here on lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kurtwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kurtwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kurtwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Victory here over Burrell Bucks. Bucks got out to a 6-0 lead, and it was 48 methodical unanswered points here by the Lancers to come away with the victory here in round one of the WPIAL playoffs. And tonight's Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game award goes to Johnny Huff. Melee Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game award to Johnny Huff of Neshannock. Melee Chiropractic and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Johnny tonight for his Play of the Game and will receive a customized t-shirt from Melee Chiropractic in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. Video of tonight's Play of the Game will also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. To view tonight's Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game and a full list of this season's top plays, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on the Play of the Game. Congratulations again to Johnny Huff. Tonight's Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. And on that play, he scrambled in the backfield, got himself loose, and then found tight end Braden Montgomery wide open, who scampered into the end zone on that play. And now it's time for our LCAP Player of the Game award. The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game award to Ryan Huff of Neshannock. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Ryan tonight for his Player of the Game. Ryan Huff will receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Player of the Game. To view a full list of this year's Player of the Games, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on the Player of the Game. Congratulations again to Neshannock's Ryan Huff, tonight's Player of the Game, LCAP Player of the Game Award, LCAP Changing Lives. All right, that is all we really got to bring you here tonight. It's been a big night here for the Lancers as their season will continue as they'll move on to round two of the WPIAL Championships here as they come away with a 48-6 victory over the Burrell Bucks. For everyone involved here at lcsportsnet.com and for my partner James Stotson, I'm Tim Continenza wishing you all a wonderful good evening. Have a great
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.